We were there in the rain and mud. We were there when they sweated tears and blood. Saturday just wouldn't be the same. We'll be there, 'cause footy is our game. We'll be there when they're riding high. We'll be there when they want to cry. We'll be there when the finals come. We'll be there when the flag is won. We'll be there this year, we'll be there. We'll be there, up there, we'll be there. We'll be with you in the outer, and you know what we'll be shouting. We'll be there, we'll be there, we'll be there. Who was there when they wrote the story? Who was there in the colors of glory? Who was there when a new star rose? Who was there as each chapter closed? We were there when the mighty fell. We were there when they did it well. Who was there when the boys became the men? We were there and we'll be there again. We'll be there this year, we'll be there. We'll be there, up there, we'll be there. We'll be with you in the outer, and you know what we'll be shouting. We'll be there, we'll be there, we'll be there. We'll be there this year, we'll be there. We'll be there, up there, we'll be there.
Well, welcome to the grand final of the Northwest Christian Amateur Football League here at Wynyard today, between the two Burnie sides, City Bulldogs, who are first onto the field, and be followed shortly by the top of the ladder team in Brooklyn Tigers. And of course, the game today being umpired by Ray Parry and Ian King in his first grand final. Also his son Nathan, father and son, first in a Christian League grand final. On the boundary with Stewie Sayer, and the two goal umpires Jason Faulkner and Terry Thorpe. So we're in for a great day of football this afternoon. The wind is blowing across the ground towards the scoreboard pocket, and with me with special comments is Mark Pearce. Welcome, Mark, and for the president of the Boat Harbour Blues. And what do you think of today's game?
Thanks, Doc. I feel today would be a titanic struggle between two of worthy contenders, Brooklyn Tigers and the City Warriors. Both have played very consistent football during the year, but I feel in my heart that City Bulldogs today will be the team to beat, because they're all over strength for the ground in the key position role, especially with Honkin the Rock and Chris Harrison centre half forward and Mark Spur at centre half back. I feel they'll be too hard to beat. Brooklyn have got some outstanding players and likes of Bevan French and Cashman in the back line, and Jamie Morrison, but I still think that City Warriors will be the team to beat today, and I think they'll win by 18 points, Doc.
18 points. Well, Fred, I think the same thing. I think that City will win. It's going to be very tight, this game, and I'm not going to go by 18 points, but I think that City, as you said, with key players up forward, Mark Spur at centre half back and Wacky Walker around the packs, will give great drive to the City side, and I'm expecting City to win this grand final. So all in all, it should be a great game. We're just waiting for the sides to come onto the ground. We do have the City Bulldogs down there raring to go, and won't be long before we have the combatants out on the field for this, the 1994 grand final of the Northwest Christian Amateur Football League. Felicity Polk down there with the banner and a few of her helpers, and they're rolling the banner out now. Can you see what it says, Fred? City Bulldogs, beware. Here comes the Tigers onto the field as they come through their break, led by Bevan French and their little mascot. And a great day for Bevan French. He's been captain of two grand final sides with the Brooklyn side, and this year he's the captain and coach. And they look pretty awesome out there, but I don't know how they'll figure. But they've been on top of the ladder all the year, and hopefully this is going to be one of the better grand finals as they go into a bunch to gem themselves up.
Yeah, it really is good for Bevan to have a good year this year. Last year he played with Wynyard in the reserves and went pretty well. But Brooklyn this year have had some good players, like Donny Zylstra, who's playing well all year, and he's kicked 28 goals for the year. And here comes City Bulldogs through their banner, and they look a fairly tall, mobile side here today, Doc.
They are, Fred. They've got, as we say, a lot of key players up forward, and I think they've got a bit more run in their legs than what Brooklyn will have, but time will only tell on that.
Yes, and in the ground in superbious condition today.
It's in great nick. Went out and had a walk around it earlier, and it's not real hard, it's not real soft. It's just great for football, and what a day to win a grand final. The wind, as I said, is blowing across the ground towards the left-hand pocket at the town end of the ground, over towards the scoreboard, and I think that this side of the ground will be the scoring side, no doubt. To defend, you'll have to go to the scoreboard side of the ground, but we'll see how much the fellas know about that, because they're about to come in for the opening prayer, and won't be long before this grand final for 94 will be underway.
Yes, Doc, and I feel that the wind, if this holds up and driving into that pocket all day, will be a key influence on the game. I feel that Wack Walker roving around the packs will have a big influence, and Mick King at full forward. It'll be a goal scorer's delight today. Looks like they're getting ready for the prayer at the start of the game, and Ray's calling the two sides over, and I really feel Ray and Ian King are worthy deserving of this grand final appearance as umpires, and they've both umpired very consistently this year and very fairly, Doc.
Both very edgy too, Fred. Ray was telling me that for the first time in his life he's had a few butterflies in the stomach. Well, you're not the only one, Raymond J, because I've got a few there myself today, and I do hope and trust that this is a good, clean, hard game of football, which I think it will be, because these two sides do play the game pretty fair, and it's going to be a great grand final, I feel.
Yeah, no doubt it will be a hard game. Playing as myself, playing in many grand finals here, grand final football is very different to any other game of the year, and you really got to play 4 quarters 100% football.
Lee Geard has got the toss here, the coach of the Eastside Falcons, and Mark Spur and Bevan French, and Lee Geard there's the toss of the coin. We look, and City have won the toss and are going to kick to the Cape end of the ground against the breeze. What breeze there is, it's quite a hefty breeze blowing across the ground, but they're going across the ground. We just stand by for the opening prayer. Well done, the opening prayer, Fred.
Done a good job there, Russell Sherwin. He took out the Merit Award this year for his first aid contributions during the year, and he's been a worthy recipient of that award.
Yeah, great effort by Russell. He's been pretty dedicated to the league over the last 3 or 4 years, and it's great to see people like Russell rewarded for the work that they put into the game. And so we're about to get underway in the grand final for 94. As we said, Mark Spur of City won the toss and will kick to the Cape end of the ground, and the Brooklyn Tigers will be kicking to the town end of the ground, and this promises to be one of the better grand finals. I only hope it lives up to its deliverance here.
Brooklyn really should take advantage of this win and really work hard in the first quarter and pile the goals on, because I really feel this win is going to be a big advantage to the side in the last quarter, the last half.
So you're going somewhere, Fred?
Here comes the police after me, Doc.
Police release me. Right, Raymond J, the Toothache Warrior, and Ian King in charge of this game. Ian King with his first grand final. Is this Raymond J's first grand final too?
Oh, I feel it might be, but it's not Ian King's first grand final. It's certainly not as a player. He played in many grand finals with Boat Harbour, and been a very good player in his day, and been a very good umpire as well.
Well, it looks like Darren Puker, the opening ruckman for the Brooklyn side, and Big Honk Clark, the opening ruckman for the City side. Raymond J gets the all clear from the opposing captains. Gets the wave from Bevan French, who is at full forward. Raymond J holds the ball aloft, and away we go in the 94 grand final. There's a throw in the air, up it goes. Nullified, Puker gets the ball, it comes down to the ground. Puker tries to knock the ball forward. There's a scrimmage there, and Raymond J says, give it to me, fellas, I'll ball her up 5 metres from the centre square, from the centre of the ground. There's the ball up again. This time Clark gets the ball over the back to that player, and mark has been taken at centre half back. Who's that bloke, Fred? On the right boot, up towards the half-forward line over the back. Cameron can't control the ball. It comes out, picked up there by Matty Carswell. Carswell goes wide. It hits that player in the chest, picked up there by the big fella, drives towards goal, and he's dobbed her. Who was that?
Straight through. Here it is. First goal of the Brooklyn Tigers.
Can't quite pick him up, but he's gone berserk. Is it, was it Lockett? No, it wasn't Lockett. It's the big fella running out the other side, and can't quite pick him up. Number 10, Horwood. Steve Horwood has kicked the opening goal. Umpire King got the ball back in the centre. A good start, and that's only a few seconds into the game. And Umpire King throws the ball up. Up they go up again. Clark gets the tap. It comes down. Walker can't control the ball. It's picked up by Puker, playing like a man possessed early in this game. It comes out to where Carswell sends it forward. Here it comes the ball. Picked up there by Vincent. Vincent can't control the ball. Walker fumbling there with the ball. Hasn't got the ball. And umpire Raymond J says there's a free kick, and it'll be taken by Ian Walker. Wacky Walker with the ball. This is the bait that could set the side on fire on his left boot up towards full forward. Here they come onto the ball, sweep onto the ball. And who's that, Fred?
Chris Harrison.
Chris Harrison has dobbed the first goal, and Chris Harrison told me earlier that this is about his 10th grand final he's played in. He's won in 7, he's only dipped out in 3, so the odds are certainly that way. And Chris Harrison kicked a nice goal on the angle, and the scoreboard reads 1 goal apiece between the Brooklyn Tigers and City. Great goal that, Fred.
Yeah, it certainly was, and Wack Walker set that up by just driving the ball in long into the forline and just poking out in front.
Raymond J throws the ball up again. Puker gets the tap this time. It comes out, picked up there by goes out wide looking towards Perry, the coach of the Tigers. He scruffed with the ball and didn't try to get rid of it, says umpire King, and the free kick will be taken on that half-back flank. Comes back towards the centre of the ground. They go up, it's picked up, the spur, handball's out. Here comes that bloke, what's his name, 23. He picks up the ball and sends it forward.
Paul Hamilton.
And the ball goes back along that far side of the ground and out of bounds on the far side of the ground. Boundary umpire about to put the ball into play. There's throw in. Clark, it gets the tap, it comes down, picked up by the Tigers and driven forward, looking for Lockett. Lockett can't mark the ball, it hits the ground. Picked up there by Spur, and this is Craig Spur, and the ball has gone out of bounds, and there'll be another throw in by Stewie Sayer. He'll throw the ball in just in front of the Kui Auto Accessory scoreboard, where the score is 1 goal apiece. Here comes the ball back towards the centre of the ground, and the mark has been taken for Brooklyn by, can't pick that player up, comes back towards centre half forward. The pack go for the ball, it hits the ground. They go in hard. Here comes the ball, flipped out wide. Here goes Zylstra in, Shepherd's off. Looking for French. French can't get the ball, it comes out. Here's a heap of them here. It's just got a Shepherd off, ducks his head, ducks, weaves, dives, and kicks it back where it's marked by Craig Spur. He sends the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Chris Harrison coming in hard. Cleans up pack. There comes the ball loose. Picked up this time by number 7 there, who is Beatty. Beatty sends the ball into the forward pocket towards Bevan French. Swings around on his right boot back towards goal. Nearly a good mark taken there. Picked up by Kelly. Kelly with a hand pass. Goes out there. I think it's Carswell. Goes on his left boot. Up towards that centre wing where Brian Cameron's in the van. He can't mark the ball. It hits the ground. Picked up there by Hamilton again and sent it back, and Chris Harrison has taken the mark at centre half forward. There's Harrison. Swings on his left boot up towards the forward line, but the ball goes out along the boundary. Will they control the ball? It's Jim Kelly there, but the ball goes out of bounds on that far side of the ground. and it's a very good afternoon to Andy. The scoreboard flank. The ball rolls towards the boundary and rolls out of bounds right in front of the Kui Auto Accessory scoreboard, where the scoreboard reads 1 goal apiece to Brooklyn and second by can't pick him up. There comes the ball out now. There they go. Vincent tries to paddle the ball backwards, picked up by Zylstra. Zylstra goes back towards centre half forward. Mark not taken by Mark Spur. Puts it across to his brother. The ball's go in the pack, but umpire Parry says there's someone grabbed there, and the kick will be taken by White. Goes a long kick towards goal and goes through for one behind only. And that takes Brooklyn to 1-1-7, leading City 1 goal on the Kui Auto Accessories scoreboard. Backs towards the centre of the ground. Out in front is Pope with blinding pace. Can't control the ball. Goes back to it again. Gets it back to Honk Clark. Honk Clark goes around. Ducks weave dive. Goes on the right boot towards centre half forward. Coming out is Chris Harrison. Grabbed when he never had the ball. But picked up there by... can't pick... Pardon?
Carswell.
Carswell kicks...
Kick to the Bulldogs, 60 metres out.
Mick King with the ball. Sends it towards the forward line. Looking for Harrison, but Harrison can't mark the ball, and the mark has been
taken from Cole's New World.
Jamie Morrison. There's his kick. Up and under. Goes back towards the centre of the ground. The pack flies. The ball hits the ground. It comes down. They go in after the ball. It's flipped forward towards the centre of the ground. It's shepherding it off well there. Here's a player. Handballs back across to Mark Spur. Mark Spur goes wide. Looking across for Townsend. Townsend grabbed high, and the kick will go further up the ground, I think. No, umpire King says it's to go back to where the free kick happened. And Townsend will take the kick. David Townsend kicks the ball, goes forward, picked up there by Puker, back towards the centre of the ground. It goes out wide. Mark Spur races after the ball and beats him over the line for a boundary throw-in. And how long we played in this quarter now, Marker?
We've played 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
Geez, you got it down to pat, 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Andrew McLaren, leading goal kicker in the association. Coach of the Boat Harbour Blues this year as the ball comes back in, and there's another ball up. Umpire Raymond J, the Butterfly Kid, says, give me the ball, fellas, I'll throw up again. Not literally, but he throws the ball in the air. Up it goes. The ball flipped out over the back. Through comes the Tigers, but can't. Picked up by Honk Clark. He sends the ball back along that far side wing. There's a fly there by Hamilton. There's a Brooklyn player grabbed without the ball.
Free kick to Jamie Morrison.
And Jamie Morrison takes the kick on the far side of the ground. He goes back to centre towards Brian Cameron. Brian Cameron will go long. No, he doesn't. He goes across the ground, and the mark has been taken in defence. Comes out wide. Oh, Ty Beamish missed the handball. Bad handball. Picked up by Cameron. The ball comes loose. They go in hard for the ball. Picked up. It comes back by Cashman. Back towards the centre half forward position. They all up and under. Here's Stiffy Thompson. There's a bit of a doubt about Stiffy playing today. He threw the ball one-handed, but umpire Raymond J said that's fair enough, fellas. There goes the Carswell through again. Sends the ball across the ground. Here's the little fella. Picks up the ball and drives it back towards the goal. Oh, here's a go. Oh, grab when he never had the ball. Umpire Parry missed that one. It goes wide. Picked up by Bevan French, is it? And he's driven it through for a goal. And that brings up Brooklyn's second goal. 2-14. Brooklyn lead City 1-1-7. 7 DBS is football.
Could well be a very important player down at full forward today, Bevan French. He will certainly have to be one player that will be watched by the Bulldogs.
Ball comes back to the centre. Umpire Ian King. 2-2. Brooklyn 1-1-7 City. There's the throw in the air. Puker and Clark. Clark gets the tap. It comes out wide. Carswell comes through. Can't pick up the ball. Here comes Cameron. Cameron picks up the ball. Gets on the right boot. Drives it back towards centre half forward. And Mark Spur takes a good mark going backwards in front of Lockett. Mark Spur giving away height and weight to Plugger Lockett. The ball goes back towards the centre of the ground. Here's Bulldogs in the van. In goes Ty Beamish. Can't get the ball. It's on the ground, and Raymond J said, "Good to me, fellas. I'll ball it up again on the centre wing." Clark and Sutton for the ball. Sutton gets the tap. It comes out to Cameron. Cameron sends the ball forward, but a little bit of a nudge there to Craig Spur, and he'll take the free kick. Not much in that, Macca, but the nudge was there, and Craig Spur will take the kick.
I think the hands definitely were in the back, but very, very slight.
Lovely kick by Spur, back towards centre half forward. And a bit of a push there, Raymond J sees, and Chris Harrison, the old timer, who we said's played in 10 grand finals and won 7 of them, takes the free kick right on the end of the centre square. Chris Harrison, who started the year with the Eastside Falcons and has now come back to play with the Bulldogs. There's his kick, a beautiful kick right up to the edge of the square. There's the big fly by Mick King. He can't get the ball. It goes out wide. Here's that little Blake Townsend again after the ball, and the ball goes out of bounds in the right forward pocket with City kicking towards the cape into the ground.
You notice in that situation there, the Brooklyn players did the right thing and went back and filled up the hole.
There's a throw in. In it comes. Out comes the ball now. It rolls towards the half-back line. Good play here by this little fella. Who's that, Macca?
Jeremy White.
Picked up the ball and drives up towards centre. Oh, good mark take. No, Bevan French. One grab. Should have held that mark. The ball comes free. Kelly playing well and forces the ball towards the boundary and goes out of bounds on that left half-forward flank with the Brooklyn Tigers kicking towards the town end of the ground.
I think they'd probably have a 1, maybe 2 goal advantage going that way.
There was a fair breeze blowing out there earlier, Macca, when I went across the ground, and I think it's still about the same. It's blowing into that pocket, and free kick has been plucked out here, and it's going to Plug a Locket.
The grandstand side definitely should be the side to play.
Yes, the attacking side of the ground. Plug a Locket with the ball. There's a big kick up towards the 40-metre mark. Oh, and a good mark taken there. Good mark taken. Who's that? Stiffy Thompson, is it? No, it's not Stiffy.
Bevan French, I believe.
Bevan French puts the ball on the ground, rolls up the socks, and goes back and will have a deliberate shot. The captain and coach of the side, and
kicking from about 35 out, even into that slide, kicking into the breeze there shouldn't be a problem.
Head over the ball, beautiful approach, straight to the high diddle-diddle for one behind only. Hit the post, says umpire Thorpe, hit the post.
Well, his eyesight's better than mine. I suppose he's there and we're not.
We're not, but that's the decision. Anyway, Kelly to put ball wrong side of the ground, Cobber. You've come out the wrong side, you better rely on Mick King to get the ball away here. It comes out. Oh, this bloke's caught with the ball, went to the ground. That was... haven't even got him on the list. Comes out wide. Here comes Ty Beamish forcing the ball forward. It hits the ground. In goes Mick King. Can't get the ball. It rolls towards the boundary and goes over the boundary line. And umpire Nathan King says, "Give it to me, fellas. I'll toss her in right in front of the main stand." Ball goes high in the air. Up they go. King gets the tap. It comes out. Bit of ticky-ticky there. It comes through Matthew Carswell. Goes on the right boot up towards the full forward. Nearly a good mark taken there. Kick off the ground by Poke. And it goes through for one behind. And the Cooey Auto Accessory scoreboard reads 2 goals 15 Brooklyn, 1 goal to
1,
8.
2, 8 at
Is
the 16.5 minute
at the
mark.
16.5 minute mark of this quarter. There's the kick in by Dale Highland, goes long out towards that far side of the ground. In the van out there, they try to kick the ball off the ground, picked up by the Tigers and sent back towards the centre of the ground. Here's a chance now for City as King gets the ball out. Goes out wide. It comes back now by the Tigers. Cameron picks up the ball, goes long towards the half-forward line. Playing in front is this little chap out there. He puts the ball to the boot and goes out wide, looking for the big fella Hamilton, and he kicks into the man on the mark, and the ball goes out of bounds. A bit of pushing and shoving there, but you made the mistake, fella. It's out of bounds on the centre wing. There's the throw-in by umpire Stewie Sayer. It comes out, goes wide. Here comes Mark Spur. He's playing a good game in this back line. A little short pass, looking out there, but picked the wrong man out. It comes back by the Tigers, back towards the half-forward line. Here's Horwood after the ball, but the ball rolls in front of him and rolls over the boundary line, right in front of the Cooey Auto Accessory scoreboard, where it says 2-3-15 Brooklyn, 1-2-8 City.
I think from the early signs, this game is going to be very, very tight.
It certainly looks that way, Macca. Here comes the hand pass out Hamilton. Across back to, who was that going through? He made a mole of it anyway. Comes back, picked up by Jamie Morrison. Sends the ball towards centre half forward. Flying high there is the City player. Beamy, she can't mark it. It comes down to the ground. Comes out wide. Here's Craig Spur after the ball. He got it. Puts it onto his right boot. Couldn't kick left foot. And the free kick will be taken. Umpire Raymond Jays picked something out. And Craig Spur will take the free kick on the half-back flank. There's Spur. Back towards that centre half forward position. They go in, and Tigers, you should be hitting the ball out, fellow. Very lucky not to be penalised there, because he had a chance to hit the ball out but pulled it in under him, and in this day and age of football that should be penalised. There's the throw in. Mick King on the ball now. He can't get the ball free, and a scrimmage develops, and umpire Raymond J got eyes on that ball. Here comes Beamish through. Can't control the ball. It's picked up there, handballed out. Comes out this side of the ground. Has Zylstra, can't get the ball. Goes in after it again. Picked up here by Carswell. Carswell goes on his right boot. Up towards the full. Chris Harrison in front. Good use of the body. Goes on the left boot. Swings it back towards goal. What's he done? It's a goal, I think. It's touched right on the line. A good effort there by Chris Harrison. Went on his left boot. And you tell us about it, Macca.
It's a fantastic snap from that side of the ground. Brought it around nicely with a breeze, but what a great effort by Darren Puker to touch that one right on the line. Fantastic stuff.
And the Tigers stand goes mad in front of us. Here's the kick in. Dale Highland. Drop punt. Goes high out towards that far side of the ground. Cameron gets the ball down. Comes out to Poke. Greg Poke gets the ball. Centres it across the front of the goal. Looking for the big fellas. No mark taken there. Puker spills the ball. Picked up there by Jim Bob Perry, fires for goal, and he's drilled it. Good goal, Macca.
Certainly was. Very intelligent play there by the Bulldogs player, and Greg Poke did not go for the goals but put the ball to the top of the goal square, which gave his forwards a chance. The ball came off the hands of the pack, and coach of the Bulldogs, John Perry, has kicked his first for the afternoon.
Good goal there for the Bulldogs, and that takes them on to 2-2-14. Brooklyn a point up, 2-3-15. And this, as we said, is going to go right down to the wire. Raymond J tosses the ball into the air again. Up they go. No one gets the advantage. It's still a bit of a stalemate. Try to hit out. Now it comes out. Kicked off the ground by Mick King. Comes out. Picked up by Cashman. Cashman comes through well. Kicks the ball towards centre half forward, and a good mark taken by Craig Spur in defence. Craig Spur playing well there, Macca.
His brother's not going bad either, Mark Spur.
Well, yeah, same bloke. Anyway, the ball comes out wide. It comes back towards the centre half forward, picked up by Cameron. Then he's back, and Brian Cameron, a courageous player, Brian Cameron, and he'll take the free kick some 45 metres out from goal.
He's got to move it quickly and get it down to the goal square before everyone's got a chance to go down there. Looks like, well, he fancies himself from here. He's sort of pulling the knee bandages up. I don't know if Brian can quite kick this far, but I suppose we'll find out fairly shortly. From 50 out. Here he comes.
Oh, a lovely kick. He's got onto it. That's a beautiful kick. It's a beautiful kick. Kicked by Brian Cameron. And that's what we said, Macca. This is the scoring side of the ground.
Certainly,
and if you put the ball in the air, that'll do the rest.
To get the ball from this side of the ground is the side you have to attack from. And as you can see, that was pretty a 50-metre kick there from Brian Cameron. One of his pretty award record kick for Brian, I'd say. Very important goal there for Brooklyn, especially at the 21.5-minute mark. These next couple of minutes are very, very important for both sides. If City can get one back, quarter time they'll be level, but Brooklyn probably want another one just to sneak away.
There's a throw up. This time King gets the ball. It comes out wide. Picked up there by the Carswell, I think it was. Jackson. Up to, oh, another good mark taken by Hong Clark. The ball comes free. Here comes Chris Harrison. Picks up, runs through and drills it, I think. He has. No, one behind only.
Very deceptive, that goal umpire down there. Had us all fooled.
Yes, it looked all right from the time it left the boot, but umpire Faulkner in the best position and said one behind only. And that takes the Kui Auto Accessory scoreboard on to 2 goals for 16 City, 3-3-21 Brooklyn. Dale Highland goes wide again. There's a bit of a nudge, and umpire Parry saw the nudge, and the free kick will be taken out there by number 13, who is Jason Sutton.
British should look to switching the ball into the centre. He's gone
Goes
wide.
a long kick going
picked out
wide,
the
but picked out the player in Hamilton once again. Playing pretty well, Hamilton too, across on that far side of the ground.
He certainly is. He'll probably play on that side of the ground all day, I would say, and the Bulldogs will play through him all day.
Back towards the centre of the ground it comes. Picked up Mick King, goes wide. Across towards Ty Beamish. Second time he's fumbled. The ball hits the ground. They try to bottle it up, and umpire King says, give it to me, fellas, I'll throw her up about 15 metres wide of the centre, bouncing position.
It's very interesting to note that Hamilton hasn't had an opponent all day. Who he's picking up, I don't know, but no one from Brooklyn's gone near him either.
He might have BO or something, Macca. It's picked up here now. Here goes a chance. Oh, one bounce. Picks up the ball. He's still trying to control the ball. Picks it up. Gives it across towards Harrison. Harrison couldn't mark the ball. It comes out wide. They get it. In comes Harrison again. He's been tackled there. Through comes... is that White? White
yep.
Gets the ball, kicks it out looking for Beattie. Beattie can't mark the ball. It hits the ground, and the umpire couldn't see what he did, but he's paid dropping the ball.
It's red hot, that one.
Red hot, and Beattie takes the ball. Beattie goes wide. Out the side here looking for Bevan French. Bevan French hits it over the back, then goes for the ball. Picks it up right on the boundary line. Steadies. Lines them up for goal, and what a great goal. What a great goal, Bevan French. That's a team lifter.
Certainly was. 40 metres out, hard against the boundary line. Had time, had players around him to protect him. Just went back and did it very, very nicely. And the Tigers slip away. That's
his second goal, and a great effort there by Bevan French, as we said. And the Tigers slip away on the Kooyordai accessory scoreboard. 4-3, 27. Leading City 2-4-16.
The 24.5 minute mark.
There goes the tap. Goes out. All Cameron tries to kick it off the ground. Should have grabbed it. Carswell picks up. Out to Townsend. Townsend grabbed high, and umpire Parry says, give it to me, fellas. I'll ball it up.
They've got to try and get one back before quarter time, the Bulldogs.
There's the throw up. Mick King can't handle the ball. Through comes Carswell. Can't pick up the ball. It goes out wide. And there's the siren to give us the quarter time with the Kooyordai accessory scoreboard reading 4-3-27. Brooklyn leading City 2-4-16. Comments from Andrew McLaren.
Very interesting quarter, that one. I think Brooklyn kicked 2 late goals in that quarter, which, well, at the end of the day, may well pay dividends for them. It was very important to get those last couple. They got them from the 20-minute mark onwards. Quarter which ran about 25-10. As we can see, the Brooklyn did finish off very strong in that quarter. Now the Bulldogs have the work to do. Very interesting start to the game. Very even for the first 20 minutes, but as we said before, Brooklyn got 2 late goals in that quarter. Bevan French looking very dangerous on the forward line, has kicked 2. And the other goal kickers, Doc R.
Brian Cameron's got 1. I can't pick up the other. I think Bevan might have...
Forward kicked
the first one, that's right. And forward 1, and Cameron 1, and Bevan French 2, and for the Bulldogs, 1 apiece to Chris Harrison and John Perry. So at quarter time, it's 4-3-27, Brooklyn leading City 2-4-16. And what do coaches have to say, Fred, on the ground at quarter time?
Well, Johnny Perry was ranting and raving and telling the fellas that they got the win in this quarter and they really have to work the ball and look for Wack Walker in the forward line, and Honks really have to work hard in the centre, and Chris Harrison is really playing well at this stage. But Bevan was just very calm and collective, telling these fellas that they've got a job to do at hand and they really got to concentrate on the ball and win the ball out of the centre. They've got to really work hard around the ground, especially on the bottom of the packs, and show a lot of the desperation and desire for the ball, and I really feel that it was City's quarter that quarter, and they played a lot better football and more direct. Thanks,
what about the cheer squad girls, Fred? You was checking them out too.
Not much.
You in love, Fred?
You stuck the word.
Fred.
Thank you, mother, for the rabbits.
Righto, second quarter in the Christian League Grand Final about to get underway here at Winner. Umpire King holds the ball aloft to set this quarter in motion, and away we go. Umpire King throws the ball on the ground. Oh, Puka. Clark just stood there, picks up the ball, kicks it high in the air. It's going to come down here somewhere. Now it lands on the ground. In they come. They come from everywhere. Picked up by the Tigers. Sent back towards the centre wing. A good interception there. Through comes Horwood. Horwood runs into Clark. Picked up there and driven towards the full forward line. Here's Steffi Thompson. He handballs across. And, good kick there. Good, is it a goal? It looked like a goal from here. It was a good goal and kicked by
Ling.
I don't think it's Ling. I don't think it's Ling.
Number 16 is?
Ling. Number 16 is, I don't know. I'll just check with Mel on that, Macca, while you go through it.
Very important goal at the start of the second quarter to the Tigers. That puts them 3 up. Very important early goal for the Tigers. Brooklyn has made a few changes. Morrison into the ruck. Bevan French to centre half forward, who is being picked up by Mark Spur. Michael King at full forward for the Bulldogs. Here they go from the centre. Sutton with a high kick. Here's a chance for a mark. Bevan French gets the hands on the ball. Spins out beautifully. Jeremy White with a chance. Can he pick the ball up? Slaps it out wide. Slapped out again by Carswell. He'll push it toward the boundary line, kicking it off the ground, and we'll see the ball out of bounds.
Mark Lehman was the goal kicker, Macca. Mark Lehman.
And a great goal it was.
A good goal on the run. Here's the throw in by young Nathan King. Goes high in the air, goes over the back of the pack. Through, was that Jeremy White coming through? No, it wasn't. It was Jamie Morrison, I think, up there. And knocked the player out. And this player will take the free kick and send it back towards the centre of the ground. The pack settle. Here's Wacky Walker on the ball, swoops on it. He'll go on, has one bounce, 2 bounces. Oh, mucks it up a little bit. Then try to finesse a bit, handballs it to no one in particular. Picked up by the Tigers and driven back towards the centre of the ground where the players go in hard. Here's picked up here now. Oh, it didn't know where the bounce was. It didn't know what to do with it. It's picked up by Beatty. Beatty gives a little toe poke, goes out, picked up by the Tigers. Here comes Mark Spur away with it. He'll have 1 bounce. 2 bounces, Mark Spur. He could kick a goal here. It goes long towards the forward line, but no one there, and young Matthew Cashman has taken the mark.
That's poor play, that. Very poor play. He's kicked it to no one. Had a big chance to make something of it, the Bulldogs. Chris Harrison looks very disgusted with Mark Spur for that effort.
There's the kick by Cashman out that far side of the ground. Walker in the van, can't control it. Goes towards the boundary line in front of the scoreboard. Now it's picked up there by Jamie Morrison as he goes along with a right boot kick and kicks. Oh, thought it had gone out of bounds. It has gone out of bounds too on the full, I do believe. And the free kick will be taken.
Craig Spur.
By Craig Spur on that far side of the ground. Spur with a mongrel kick back towards the centre of the ground. The Brooklyn player was grabbed, and that's Jason Sutton, and he'll take the free kick just 30 metres from the centre of the ground. Taking his time.
Let himself down a couple of times, Craig Spur, with bad skill errors. There's
the kick. Up towards the end of the square. Steffi Thompson flies high. Can't mark the ball. Kelly forces the ball towards the boundary and it goes out of bounds in the right forward pocket, with Brooklyn kicking towards the Cape end of the ground.
They've certainly started very well this quarter, Brooklyn, in the first nearly 4 minutes now.
There's the throw in once again. Mark Spur tries to knock the ball over the back. It comes out loose. Here they are now. Picked up there by Big Plugger Lockett, and he's drilled. No, one behind. Big Plugger Lockett should have made something of that, Macca.
20 metres out, dead in front. You normally love those, but not on this occasion.
And the Cooey Auto accessory scoreboards reads 5-4, 34. Brooklyn, 2 goals for 16 City.
Gilly just picked out a Brooklyn player and they've brought it back into the forward line.
And Steffi Thompson.
Taken by Thompson, 30 metres out.
Bit of a doubt over Steffi playing today, but do believe a bit of sinus trouble and put the operation off because he was playing in the grand final. That shows you how tough the man is.
He was certainly fixed up in an earlier game by Jamie Butcher.
Yes. An undertaker by trade, and kicks it high in the air. Or lands in the middle of the goal square. The pack flies, the ball lands. Oh, here's a chance. They go in hard, and umpire King says, give it to me, fellas. I'll ball it up right in the middle of the 10-metre square.
There didn't seem to be any real urgency by either side there to take a mark.
No. Mark Spur knocks the ball over the back. Picked up by Bevan French. tries to screw it back towards the goal, but it went further out than in. They fall on the ball, and umpire King's going to have to blow the ball and throw it up again some 15 metres out from goal.
Very important part of the game here. I think the Bulldogs really have to hold because they've got their backs up against the wall.
Spur with a tap again, got the ball out it comes wide, picked up by this fella. Carswell sends it out wide towards the centre of the ground. Here comes the hand, it's a bit high there, and taken by the coach of the City side, John Perry. John Perry with a punt kick, a mongrel punt, goes up towards the player in front there, picked up by Townsend. Townsend sends it towards full forward, but a good mark taken in defence there by Dale Highland. Dale Highland switches play, goes across to that far side of the ground, the non-attacking side of the ground, puts it out for Matthew Cashman. He can't pick it up, he fumbles, overruns the ball, picked up now by no one. I thought he was going to pick it up, but there's a lot of fumbling going on. There's probably still nerves out there, and the ball rolls out of bounds right in front of the Cooey Auto Accessory scoreboard, where it says 5-4-34 Brooklyn, 2-4-16 City.
Looks like Don Zylstra must be playing on the wing today for the Tigers. And here he goes.
Here he goes, Don Zylstra, with a beautiful pass up there. No one on the end of it though. Ball kept low into the breeze, and the right way to play the game. But there's a bit of a confusion over there, and umpire King says, "Give it to me," as he walks in the ball up again on that right half forward flank.
We've just hit 6 minutes and 40 seconds in this second quarter, Doc.
There's a throw up. Nullified. The ball comes out, picked up there by Bevan French, screws it back across, and who's he found there? Matthew Beattie.
He was given 10 metres by that Bulldogs player there. They've just got to tighten up.
Matthew Beattie. Not a very good kick, but will it have its marked effect? Picked up by Stiffy Thompson, drives it back over his shoulder, and umpire Faulkner says one behind only, kicked by Stiffy Thompson, and that takes them on to 5-6-36 to 2-4-16. Here comes the ball out wide. Oh, son, you should have made more of that. There was a young Jeremy Hall.
He's pinged him for 50.
Umpire Raymond J, his first 50 of the game. He's pinged him for 50, and it's going to be Jeremy Hall to take the kick. Now we saw it's inside 40, so we saw a beautiful goal kick by Brian Cameron in the first quarter. Here's the way to make a name for yourself, son. Drill this. You got the bruise right up your clacker, and here comes the kick. Lovely kick. A lovely kick. It came back. A beautiful kick by Jeremy Hall, and that takes Bulldogs on to 3-4-22 to 5-5-35.
That puts them back within 13 points, and they really needed that one. They needed a lift. It's their first goal for the second quarter, which has taken them just on 8 minutes. So very important goal for the Bulldogs. I think for them, really, they have to get the next couple now. They've made a change. Mick King into the ruck, Clark to full forward, Hallwood off for Brooklyn, and Cashman on.
There's the throw up. It comes out wide. Picked up, your son, you had... there he comes, Ty Beamish, gets the ball. Didn't fumble that time, hit Chris Harrison right on the chest. Harrison plays on. Now he swings around in a wide arc. Sends the ball back to no one. Through comes Vincent. Vincent puts it on the right boot out on that far side of the ground. Here's Ty Beamish in the van again. Didn't fumble again that time. Sends it along towards full forward. The ball knocked away. The ball hits the ground. Where's the little fellas? They're not there. The ball comes out. Picked up by Hon Clark. He can't get his ball to the boot. Picked up by Wack Walker. Fires it back to goal and has dobbed it. Wacky Walker.
Puts them back within 7 points. Very important one there for the Bulldogs.
And how a game can change, Macca.
Certainly can. I thought goal umpire Terry Thorpe was nearly going to take a chest mark in that situation, but he decided to leave it, and it went through for a goal. Very important one there. Chris Harrison, I think he must have had a bit of a memory lapse there. He seemed to think he was 20 years younger and decided to use his pace, which unfortunately he hasn't got, but they got out of it anyway.
Yeah, good goal there, and Wacky Walker, that's his first goal for the game, and hasn't had a big influence on the game yet, Macca.
No, but he's an important player for the Bulldogs.
No, there was nothing wrong with that. I don't think. It was just a good hip and shoulder, and the player being penalised, and the free kick will be taken by Jamie Morrison. Morrison right in the centre of the ground.
Played 10 minutes in this second quarter, and I've seen 2 goals to the Bulldogs and 1 to the Tigers. Very important next 15 minutes in the context of this game.
Jamie Morrison on the right boot. Goes towards centre half forward. Oh, bit of a push there. A nice mark taken by Bevan French, but disallowed. And this could be 50 metres if he don't give the ball back to him.
I think that might have been one of those phantom pushes that Mark Spur always feels for.
There he goes wide, out on that far side of the ground, looking for Ty Beamish. Can he gather the ball this time? He's had about 4 fumbles. This time he's picked up solid again. Sends it back towards Mick King. Mick King can't control the ball. It comes back to Beamish again. He handballs it wide. In comes the little fella there. Picked up by Ty Beamish. Handballs it no one. Then taps it on. Goes across towards the Brooklyn team. They pick it up. Jamie Morrison on the right boot, back towards the centre of the ground. And the ball has gone out of bounds.
They're in the Lance across the other side. Sean Radford, 1992 grand final player for Brooklyn. Who will ever forget his game on that occasion? Nice ponytail, right?
Nobody gets the advantage. Through comes Brian Cameron. Picked up there by the big fella and send, beautiful pass to Chris Harrison. Harrison with blinding pace at 74 years of age. Sends the ball high towards centre half forward. And a good mark taken there by Darren Puker.
Almost an involuntary action there to mark that ball by Darren. But he looks like he kicked the ball toward the centre.
Oh, got onto it, sent it wide. A bit of a, Walker flies high, knocks the ball away. Beamish can't control it. Through goes King. Picked up and handballed out here. That comes back to towards the centre of the ground. Cameron in the van can't pick up the ball. Here's this bloke, Hamilton again. He sends it wide, picked up by the Tigers. They go forward. Here's a chance. Plug a locket on the end of it. Can't control it. It rolls towards the ground. It rolls towards the boundary. I think they're trying to keep it in, but they can't, and the ball is out of bounds in the right forward pocket with Brooklyn kicking towards the Cape end of the ground. 7 DBS is football.
The Brooklyn players seem to want the ball just that little bit more at the moment. City boys have to get a little bit harder at it. Here's a big chance for them.
Here comes Kelly. Kelly can't gather the ball. It comes through. Picked up. Now they go in after it again. Steffi Thompson going in like a man possessed. There's a wild scrimmage going on. And the free kick. No, umpire King says, give it to me, fellas. My free kick. Oh, ball. It's forced through there by the big fella, Andrew Kelly. It wasn't Andrew Kelly at all, but it was forced through. Andrew Kelly to take the ball now.
At the 13-minute mark, Brooklyn have a slight lead.
Kelly with a beautiful kick back towards the centre of the ground, looking for Mark Spur, but Walker has taken the mark. Wacky Walker with a little short pass across, looking for Mick King. King couldn't control the ball. It's coming through is Vincent, and what's happened here? Umpire Raymond Joe has picked up something behind the play, and Mick King will take the kick in the centre of the ground.
Bit lucky
King.
to get that.
Oh, you're going the wrong way, son. He went out wide, looking for. It might come off yet. Hamilton with the ball. Hamilton goes on the right boat, goes towards goal, and I think he's drilled it. No, one behind only.
He's drilled it all right, drilled it for a point.
And that's the on the Cooey Auto Accessory scoreboard, 4-5-29, leading, be trailing Brooklyn, who are 5-6-36. There's a kick by Darren Puker. He got under that one a little bit. It goes a bit 45 metres, picked up there and driven back towards the goal. Here's Cashman. Is it Cashman? No, it's Highland couldn't get the ball. It comes out, picked up by Vincent. Vincent goes on the right boot, out wide, and good mark taken there by this bloke Hamilton. He's having a field day. Here's his kick, back towards centre half forward, looking for Chris Harrison. He's not there. Up they fly. Through comes the old fella now. He gets the ball, handballs it, scragged after he got rid of it. Comes back to to Beattie. Beattie kicks the ball, but umpire Raymond Joe has seen a player grabbed.
He's picked a free
behind the play, and the kick will go to City in the centre of the ground. And
Scott Jackson, I would say, will take the resultant free kick. Didn't see that one, but
must have been grabbed Macca after the ball had gone, because it looked all clear from here. Scott Jackson with the ball, son of Glenn Jackson, the former sweeper for the Cooey Football Club, kicks a mongrel kick towards centre half forward to no one. And the mark has been taken there by Jamie Morrison.
They've certainly had their opportunities, the Bulldogs, but just bad skill errors running the ball into the forward line has let them down.
Morrison goes wide, looking for Cameron, can't find him. The ball comes out wide. Here goes the ball now. Beamish trying to come through.
Free kick.
Who's that chap there?
Nearly 52. It is.
Andrew Kelly, is it? Umpire Raymond Joe has put in his second 50th metre as the timekeeper, Big Mal, the president of the Brooklyn Tigers, goes crook behind us. and the free kick is right in front. And we can still hear Big Mal going crook in the background with his finger on the button poised.
Oh, he tried hard to miss
Mick King. He
wasn't King at all, was it? It was the other guy in the long sleeves. 18.
18, is it? Looked like David Guy.
Who's that guy? That's
David Guy kicked the goal, not Mick King at all. Very similar build, but that's another goal and takes the Cooey Auto Accessory scoreboard to, what is it, 5?
5-5-35. The Bulldogs. Brooklyn 5-6-36.
Point the difference, and I can't even find it with the binoculars, Macca. I'm going that bad. There's the throw up by umpire King. The ball comes to the ground. In comes City. They kick it off the ground towards the centre of the ground. Here's a chance for Brooklyn. They overrun the ball. Picked up by Walker. He handballs wide. Here's the Tigers in the van. Howard overruns the ball. He leaves it there for Bakes coming through. Bakes got the ball and threw the ball.
For a throw.
And a free kick to Walker. And Walker will take the kick on this half-forward line. He'll go long. He's looking for big Hon Clark. Hon Clark. He can't grab the ball. It hits the ground. Pushed out. Here's a chance. Mick King picks up the ball. Ducks, dives, weaves, fires for goal, and I think he's dobbed it. He has. Mick King has kicked the goal. And Brook and City are in front. City are in front because they're 6-6-42, and they lead Brooklyn, who are 5-6-36.
I think that's 6-5, plays 5-6.
6-5-5-6.
Certainly over the last 7 minutes of this game, it's certainly changed. The Bulldogs have kicked 3 goals and got themselves right back in it. They seem to be working a lot harder, and they have benefited from that.
Raymond J tosses the ball into the air. Up they go. Jamie Morrison now thrown on the ball for Brooklyn. It's in the centre of the ground. Picked up there by Spur. He tries to get around. Handballs and is caught with the ball. Had plenty of time to get rid of it. And the umpire says it's a free kick, and it is going to Bevan French,
I believe,
who has come up the field. There's a lovely kick. He's a lovely kick, Bevan French. Good mark. A beautiful mark taken there by number 4, which is Mark Spur. Mark Spur goes wide. That's one of his better kicks for the day. It goes out towards that far side of the ground. They go in hard. The Brooklyn players, Morrison going in and spilt the ball. Grabbed, dropped the ball,
Pinged
and the
for a throw. It's a couple in the last couple of minutes.
And here's Mick King. Mick King sends the ball back towards centre half forward. Oh, a chest mark dropped there, but was grabbed when he was trying to get the ball. A bit touchy there, Raymond J. And the free kick will go to the Brooklyn side.
I think he might have been evening up for one he might have missed before.
There goes the kick back towards centre half forward. Here's Brooklyn in the van. Spur, Mark Spur playing like a man possessed, gets the ball, then knocks it out, picked up by Carswell. Carswell goes wide out towards that far side of the ground. In comes Donny Zylstra. Zylstra across there, looking for the little fella. He kicks it back towards centre half back. John Perry comes through. Is it Perry? He kicks the ball, kicks into the man on the mark. Here's this little bloke, David Townsend. He's pushed out of the way and by Horwood. They run towards the boundary line. The ball will beat them out of bounds anyway on the left half forward flank, with Brooklyn kicking towards the cape into the ground.
They certainly seem to be struggling in the forward line, Brooklyn. The ball seems to rebound out of there fairly quickly.
Cameron comes through, tries to take the ball out of the air. He's grabbed, gives it to a man, puts him under pressure. In comes Jason Sutton. Grab the ball, son, you're gone with it. He tried to go through 2 players and was caught with the ball, and City will take the kick on the half-back line.
It's a strong tackle by John Perry, and he's got players on his grandstand side.
Kicks the ball back, looking for Jackson, and he's found him. Scott Jackson with the ball. Right foot kick goes looking for big Hon Clark. Hon can't mark the ball. Here comes that man Hamilton. He can't pick up the ball. Here's Poke. Poke gets the ball, handballs it out to Chris Harrison. Harrison off the ground. And puts it through for a point. A good effort there by Chris Harrison.
Certainly was. Would have been one of those miracle goals. I saw Doc Wilden kick one of them down at North Hobart one day, and that's something you do once in a lifetime.
They're playing a little bit better now, City, Macca.
They've picked their work rate up, and they deserve their lead at this stage, at the 20-minute mark of the second term.
Dale Holland to put the ball back into play. Goes out wide towards the scoreboard. And the ball will roll out of bounds on that half-forward line, right alongside the scoreboard.
I think you'll find it's 4 goals to the Bulldogs this quarter and only 1 to the Tigers. So
There's the
from that you can
throw-in.
certainly see they have picked up.
Mick King's given him a bit of life around the ball too since he's come onto the ball.
He has. They've all been working a lot harder. Hamilton's been a good player for them. Ian Walker's come into it a bit. And John Perry looks like he's playing in the back half now. Mark Spurs played well on Bevan French, and they're all going fairly well at this stage.
Townsend has just come on, and Bill Chambers has gone on as the ball's picked up and driven back towards centre half forward. And Bakes flies the ball and makes an airy-fairy attempt. Picked up by Jackson. Jackson kicks it towards goal, and it's gone through for a point. Could have been marked there, I feel, by Dale Harrison there, but he elected to let the ball go, and it went through for 1 behind only.
I think I would have been putting the hands up in that situation to take the mark.
We all know you're hungry, Macca, for a goal. You got pipped in the goal kicking this year too.
Yeah, that's a long story too.
Well,
Marshall said he wanted a goal kicking one, so I said I want a best and fairest one, but I missed out, and he picked up the goal kicking. Good luck to him too. Congratulations, Peter.
Yeah, well done, Pete. Jackson with the ball. Oh, mongrel kick. And a beautiful pass. Hits Dale Highland right on the chest. Should have made better than that.
Certainly should have done from that distance.
There's the kick. Goes out wide, and the mark has been taken by Cameron. Cameron handballs across, and Tigers go forward again. And a good mark taken there. And who's this bloke? Beattie. Matthew Beattie with the ball. Got to go long fella. He kicks a little kick looking for Bevan French. He can't mark the ball. And interfered with the player, and umpire King said he pushed him out, and Spur takes the kick, goes wide, looking for this bloke Hamilton again. Hamilton gets on the right boot, goes forward, looking for Chris Harrison. He's in the van, and he won't let him down. And Chris Harrison could kick. No, he sees the little short pass to his brother, and his brother falls over. Picked up by Walker on the left boot, back towards goal. Here's Big Hon Clark. He can't get to the ball. It's rolling at blinding pace. He goes after the ball like a startled snail, and the ball rolls out of bounds in the left forward pocket. 7 DBS is football.
I think Chris Harrison was rather disgusted with himself in that with that effort. The 22.5-minute mark, very important last couple of minutes of this quarter.
There's a throw-in. City with a bit of a chance there, but nullified by the Tigers. The ball comes into a bit of a pack. It's grabbed there, and the ball swings free. King picks up the ball, can't get a boot to it. Now it's picked up by Bevan French, playing in the back line. Kicks the ball back towards Jason Sutton in the centre of the ground. He goes on the right boot out looking for Matthew Beattie. Beattie's got the ball, 1 bounce. Now kicks long, looking for Stiffy Thompson. He tries to double back, but coming through there is Grant Moy. Moy is after the ball and has dribbled through for 1 behind. Good play by Grant Moy as he put his body in there to force that ball through for a behind.
It certainly was. You can see there Brooklyn had a fairly open forward line, and when you can move the ball quickly into that open forward line, you're always a chance to make something of it.
5-7-37 Brooklyn, 6-7-43 the City Bulldogs as the ball comes back towards the centre of the ground. Picked up there by Cameron, sent back towards centre half forward, and over the shoulder says umpire King, that's fair enough too, and the free kick will be taken by Bevan French.
Is it Bevan French or Lehman?
Lehman.
They certainly want this one at the coming up to the 24-minute mark of this term. Very important that they go in level or very close to being level at the half.
Lehman with the ball, goes on the left boot, sets it up in the air. And, nearly a mark taken there by Sutton. The ball comes loose. It's picked up by the City Bulldogs. They're working overtime. The ball goes out wide looking for Ty Beamish, but the ball rolls out of bounds in front of him on that far side of the ground.
I think it's very important that the Bulldogs actually hold out Brooklyn now, or at very best actually score another one themselves. I think that they go in 2 goals in front at half-time. Coach John Perry will be very happy with their first half performance.
There's the throw-in by Nathan King. High in the air, picked up there by the Tigers, comes back, handball nullified there, picked up by City out of the pack, goes back towards Poke coming on the ball, and
Cashman takes the mark.
Matthew Cashman, is it, on the far side of the ground? He'll go on the right boot. There's his kick back towards the half-forward line. The pack fly, the ball knocked away by Spirit, comes back out again. Here's Poke with blinding pace again. The ball goes towards the boundary. Walker can't control the ball and it's gone out of bounds on that far side of the ground. 7 DBS is football.
Certainly the defensive slide over that way, and if you want to bottle the game up, they can play it on that side of the ground all day. Only one problem, we just can't see that far.
Take your sunglasses off, Macca.
Might have to.
The ball comes out. Here comes Walker. Walker on his boot, and he kicks towards the centre half, and the siren goes for the Half-time score here at Wynyard in the Christian League Grand Final. 5-7-37 Brooklyn Tigers, 6-7-43 City Bulldogs. Your comments on the first half, Andrew McLaren.
We'll run through the goal kickers first. For the Bulldogs, we've got all singles. Got one to Jeremy Hall, one to Ian Walker, Chris Harrison, David Guy, John Perry and Michael King. While for Brooklyn, we've got Bevan French with 2, Brian Cameron 1, Hallwood 1 and Lehman 1. Very good quarter, that one for the Bulldogs. They've outscored Brooklyn 4-1. A very important stage of the game. I think you'd certainly be happy with a 1-goal lead at half-time in a grand final. You'd be happy with a 1-point lead at any stage of a grand final. But you can certainly see from that quarter, the Bulldogs started off fairly slowly. I think Brooklyn kicked the first goal fairly early on. And from then on, in the second quarter, it was all the Bulldogs. They seemed to be working harder, had more numbers at the ball, a bit more desire, a bit more desperation. And that's why, at the half-time, they find themselves in the lead by 6 points.
We'll be back with the second half after the break.
The word in the Brooklyn room is Bevan French was very composed. What he had to say, he didn't rant and rave, he just talked very calmly. He told the boys they had a job to do and go out and do it. Had to work themselves to the front and to be first for the ball, desperation around the pack, and they really had to look for their key position players. They're really relying on 2 or 3 players, Bevan himself and a couple of other guys around the centre. Darren Puker in the ruck. They're really relying on some key position players, and they want a big lift from everyone. But in the City Warriors rooms, they were very composed. They Johnny Perry had the boys all fired up there. They was very confident in what they had. Chris Harrison was walking around talking to the boys, patting them on the backs and telling them they're doing a good job, and they just had to keep going. I feel all this game lacks at the moment is a streaker, and Mao looks like he's taking his gear off and he's ready to go. Thank you. So what do you reckon the stand of the game so far, Doc?
Very good. I thought that in that first part of that second quarter that Brooklyn looked really ominous, but by tooth and nail, City in true Bulldog spirit fought back to get in touch and then hold a 6-point lead at the moment.
Yeah, Doug Yorkins would be proud of him today, wouldn't he?
Doug York. But it was a great effort by City in that quarter, and well, to win this grand final, they've got to hold Brooklyn to not a very big lead at 3-quarter time, because I think that it's going to go right down to the wire, this game. It promises. Christian League Grand Final. Honk Clark gets the tap. It comes down to Brian Cameron. He goes forward with a long kick looking for Lockett. Lockett gets the ball. Picked up by French. He drops the ball. Through comes Kelly. Picked up there by White. Jeremy White fires for goal, but it's bounced through for 1 behind only.
Impressive start to the second half by the Tigers. I'd say they'd want to have a couple of goal lead at 3-quarter time.
Yes, they look. They started all quarters like this, Macca, and have sort of fallen away towards the end of the quarter. So let's hope for the Tigers' sake that they don't fall away at the end of this quarter. Andrew Kelly to put the ball into play. There's a long kick out towards the scoreboard side of the ground. Hamilton couldn't knock the ball to the ground. It's picked up there by Cameron. Cameron goes around on his right boot, screws it back towards centre half forward. They overrun the ball, and not Craig Spur, his brother Mark, will take the free kick at centre half back. He goes wide out on that far side of the ground with a long kick looking for Honk Clark, and he's found him. Clark handballs, speeds the ball off. It's picked up. No, it's not picked up. It's run out of bounds on that far side of the ground. Should have made better of that, the Bulldogs.
Certainly should have done. It was interesting to see that Michael King's on the bench for the Bulldogs at the start of the second half. May well be injured.
There's the throw-in. Honk Clark gets the ball and knocks it back towards the boundary line. It's out of bounds again. Stewie Sayer says, "Give it to me, fellas. I'll throw her in again."
I think it'll be a very uninteresting game if they play the game over that side. With a bit of luck, they'll use their brains and switch it across here.
Yes, wouldn't be so hard to pick him up, but Hon Clark in after the ball again. Now it's picked up by the Tigers, now picked up there by Jackson, I think it was, sent back towards the centre half ball position. Here's Chris Harrison chasing the ball. He's showing a bit of toe. Out goes the ball, kicks a little toe poke towards the boundary line, and it's taken it some 15 metres further, and it's out of bounds about 40 metres around from the right-hand goal post, with City kicking towards the Cape end of the ground.
The first goal this quarter is very important for both sides.
The throw in. Up it goes. Harrison, that's Dale Harrison, couldn't get the ball. It's picked up by Brian Cameron. Goes on the left boot, sends it back towards the centre of the ground. Here's this bloke Hamilton again. He's played a real good game. Knocks the ball out wide. It picked up there for the Bulldogs, sent forward. The mark has been spilt, kicked off the ground. Now it's picked up on the left hand by Jackson across towards centre half forward. Here's Poke in the van, can't mark the ball. It beats all players, comes through. Here comes Matthew Cashman through. Goes on the left boot with a little pass. Looking for Bevan French, can't find him, it's over his head. Mark Spur and French for the ball. The ball comes to the ground now. The Lockett picks up the ball. He can't do nothing with it. There's a bit of a scrimmage here, and umpire Parry says, give it to me, fellas, I'll ball it up.
Looks like behind the play, Greg Pokes hurt his leg in the forward half for the Bulldogs.
There's the throw up, and the ball comes down on the ground. Players go in after the ball again. Umpire Parry keeping a close eye on things, and he'll call for a ball up again. And we may say at this juncture too, Andrew, that the black armbands worn by the Brooklyn side are for Mel Medcast's wife, who lost her mother during the week, and also to Trevor Gould, who would have been here today, who passed away yesterday. So to those families we send our condolence.
We certainly do.
Umpire Parry has picked out a free kick here, and the recipient of the kick,
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly on the left boot towards centre half forward, looking for Bevan French. Knocked away by Mark Spur, who's playing a good game back there. It's picked up by the big fella Beamy. She handballs a wild hand pass. It's picked up by Don Zylstra. Zylstra sends the ball back towards the forward pocket. Andrew Kelly and Stiffy Thompson. Thompson tries to keep the ball in play. Picked up by Thompson. He's drilled it. Well, good play there by Stiffy Thompson, because he got the ball. He lost track of it and then went back onto the ball and picked up and just dropped it onto his right boot. No left boot apparently with Stiffy, but he put it on his right and drilled the goal.
It certainly was good play by him, but I think the desperation in that last line of defence for the Bulldogs should have been a lot better, and they should have someone should have taken it upon themselves to knock it through for a point. As Greg Pokes about to come off, suffering from some sort of leg injury, I would say. And here they go.
Away we go. It comes out of the centre, and the player there was Kelly. He sent it forward, picked up by Cameron. Cameron with a long driving kick towards full forward, and a good mark taken in defence there by Andrew Kelly. Kelly
played well.
He has played well last week too. Macca sends the ball wide. Now here's Grant Moy. He's on the end of a hand pass. Sends it long towards the centre of the ground. Oh, the ball's dropped. Picked up by Chris Harrison. Harrison with a quick pass. Now Big Honk Clark goes through. Can't get the ball. Knocks the ball forward. Here it comes forward again. The ball comes out. It's picked up this time by Kelly again. He sends the ball across the towards this side of the ground, towards the in comes Jeremy White. He can't get the ball. Now he swoops back onto it. Ducks and weaves. Has a bounce. Now kicks long towards centre half forward, but there's no one there, and umpire Raymond J says there's a free kick up the ground, and it will go. What's he seen here?
He said it's a free kick against Craig Spur for pushing Jeremy White after he's kicked the ball. Really wasn't that much in it, but it was a fairly undisciplined act anyway.
And Mark Lumen has the ball, some 30 metres from goal, and with the breeze right up his clacker, should have no trouble in putting this through. On the left boot, high into the air, swings away and out of bounds on the full.
Certainly is. They're wasting opportunities at this early stage of the third quarter, and no one on the mark, and Mark Spurs off. Brings it out to the grandstand side. Mark taken there by the Bulldogs, gives it over to Matthew Carswell. Here's a chance, takes a bounce, you've got to kick it now. Goes in towards Harrison, and he's taken it. Chris Harrison, Mr. Experience. Certainly on the right side of the ground to kick the goal from. This will be very important for the Bulldogs to get an early goal in this third quarter to re-establish their lead. Here he comes from about 40. Looks all right from here.
Looking kick.
Great effort.
A lovely
Great goal.
kick. And he does a bit of the wiggle and the walk. A good goal there, kicked by the old stage of Chris Harrison. He said to me before the game he'd like to kick a couple in a grand final. And as I said before, he's played in 10 grand finals and played in 7 premiership sides. So may this be an ominous sign for the City Bulldogs.
And that was his second, and he's a very important player for them. Doesn't move all that far, but he certainly knows where to be to get a kick. That's experience for you. Here they go from the centre. Carswell, the quick kick. Vincent should mark this for Brooklyn. No, he doesn't. Kicks off the ground out to Horwood, takes the mark, he holds it.
Forward, swings on the right boot, back towards the centre half forward position, looking for Bevan French. French uses his body, can't get the ball, knocked over by Lockett. Lockett sweeps it wide. Here they come after the ball now, picked up by Grant Moy, tries to kick the ball away, can't do it. Here's a chance for Brooklyn. Blair picks up the ball, fires for goal, but has drilled it for one behind only.
And that was Jason Sutton.
And as we look across at the Cooey Auto Accessories scoreboard, it reads 6-9, 46, no, 6-9 must be 45 to 7-7, 49, City Bulldogs.
And that is at the 8-minute mark of the third term.
Kelly, Andrew Kelly, a beautiful kick again, and uncontested mark there taken by Brian Cameron, who's played a good game for the Brooklyn side. He sends it back towards centre half forward, but a free kick has been paid to Stiffy Thompson, who got pushed in the back, and Stiffy will take this kick some 30 metres, probably 25 metres from goal, and should have no trouble in putting this through.
Should kick this one, an important one for Brooklyn to put them back in front. Haven't started off all that well in this quarter, but here he comes. Deliberate kick straight over the goal umpire's hat, I would say, for a goal.
Faulkner.
And Scott Thompson has kicked his second. Very important player for Brooklyn. They all go to him and congratulate him. I think they know the importance of that goal.
He's as much means as much to the Brooklyn side as what Chris Harrison means to the City side. Two very seasoned campaigners, an ex-coach of the club, and great to see him playing. As I said earlier, he's put off an operation today on his nose to play in this grand final. That shows you how tough he is.
Fantastic effort.
There's a try up by umpire King. Oh, Clark gets the tap. It comes out of the centre, picked up by Carswell. Carswell goes towards centre half forward. Walker, no, it wasn't Walker at all. Umpire Raymond J puts the hand in the air and says it's a free kick, and it'll go to the little fella David Townsend. David Townsend, he's some 35 metres from goal. There's his kick. Oh, it
nice pass.
Drifts across, and Rand
Free
goes
kick,
high, can't
sure.
mark, and Wayne Rand will be paid the mark. I don't think
Free
it was a
kick.
mark. He must have got a free kick, one behind the ear or
Certainly
something.
got one high in that marking contest there.
And Wayne Rand it is with the ball at centre at some 25 metres out from goal on the left boot. Oh, what a mongrel kick, and it's gone through for one behind only. That's probably why he's been sitting on the bench all afternoon, Andrew.
I'd say so. He came on to replace Greg Poke. I don't think Wayne normally plays in the forward line. Certainly from that kick, you'd think he'd be a backline player.
Dale Highland, the custodian, puts the ball back into play and goes wide out on the other side and finds Jeremy White. White dodges around the man on the mark, then goes long up that far side of the ground. He's looking for Brian Cameron. Grant Moy kicks the ball off the ground and comes back to Horwood. Horwood with a hand pass, comes over looking for White again. White gets through with a long hand pass, a long searching hand pass looking for Horwood. Horwood falls over at the crucial moment, then puts the ball on the ground. Yes, good decision by umpire King. He fell over and put the ball on the ground and didn't try to do anything else with it, and the free kick will be taken by that man Hamilton. He's really played a great game.
He certainly had a lot of possessions today.
And there's that kick back along that far side of the ground. All the little fellas wait from behind, but it doesn't get over to him. It's forced towards the boundary line. I think it's picked up by Big Honk Clark. He cops one in the side, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. So a free kick will be taken.
That must have come off a Brooklyn player's foot, I would say.
Oh, I would say so, because I thought he kicked that. Yeah, he did kick it too, but it's come off a Brooklyn player's foot. Unlucky, but that's how she goes. Honk Clark with the kick up towards centre half forward. In comes Walker. Walker on his left boot. Switches it across. Who's this little fella? Picked up the ball. Carswell. He goes towards goal. He kicks it right across the face of goal. No, he's kicked it through. It's bounced back. Bounced back and gone through for a goal.
Not a bad effort, right across the face. Did a wrong and better than one of Shane Warren's, and through it's gone. And that would be Matthew Carswell's first goal. Doesn't kick a lot of goals, Matthew Carswell, but he certainly seems fairly happy about that one.
What a great goal. That would undoubtedly be the goal of the game so far, because it looked like it was just going to roll straight across and go through for point. And as Macca said, being a cricketer with the Ridgely Football Club, Shane Warne wronging and come back the other way and went through for a goal. What a fantastic goal.
Great effort.
Raymond J flips the ball in the air. Up they go. Puka gets the tap. It comes down on the ground. Here they come through again. Carswell in the thick of things again. Out it goes wide. Horwood knocking the ball on in front. Bit of good shepherding there. Horwood still chasing the ball. Done a great job, son. Picks up the ball. Now do something with it. Kicks it off in his left foot and puts it out of bounds on the full. Undone all the good work by all that chasing, and picked it up and went on the left foot and put it out of bounds in the left forward pocket.
In that situation, you've certainly got to centre the ball to the front of the goal square.
Andrew Kelly once again. Oh, this is up and under kick. Looking for big Honk. Honk can't get to the ball. It's knocked forward. Out it comes. Who's this?
Forward again.
Cameron or Beatty. Picked up there by Bevan French, I think. No, it wasn't Bevan French at all. It was comes towards the front of the goals. Picked up by Thompson. He shrugs one tackle. Tries to kick a great smother by Mark Spur. But it's been picked up by Matthew Beatty, and he's drilled it. Matthew Beatty.
Certainly a very intense period of play there. Great smother by Mark Spur, but a fantastic snap there from Beatty for Brooklyn.
And that takes the scores on the Cooey Auto Accessories scoreboard to Brooklyn, 8-9-57, and they lead by one behind. They lead by 1 point, and City's score is 8-8-56.
That is at the 13-minute mark of this all-important third quarter in the grand final of 94.
Umpire King puts the ball aloft again. Up they go. Puka gets the tap. And Clark been deemed shepherding in the ruck, and Puka will take the free kick.
I think Darren might be a bit sore after the last rucking contest, I think.
There's Puka's kick. Goes out wide. The right place to put the ground. Looking for Lockett. Lockett can't get the ball. Picked up by Mark Spur. He goes on the left boot. Back towards the centre of the ground. Here's Rand after the ball. Grabbed before he got to the ball, and Rand will take the free kick.
I think he's played a push in the back for that one. Very, very deft.
A mongrel-looking kick. It goes up towards the flank, but never finally comes the City players through. Picked up by Carswell, sends it back looking for Walker. Walker on his left, handball. Oh, good play to Carswell. Carswell runs through towards goal, fires it up towards the front of the square. Dale Harrison in front couldn't mark, and a free kick has been paid there to the Bakes, is it?
Dale Highland.
Dale Highland's going to take the kick. I thought it was Bakes, but Dale Highland, he's not back behind his mark, so umpire Parry tells him to get back. And Dale Harrison standing on the mark. There's the little kick. Out looking for Matthew Cashman, and he's found him. He tried to play on. He has played on. He kicks the ball back towards the centre of the ground. There's no one there. In comes Brian Cameron running after the ball. Great play there by City. They cross the ball, but picked up by Cameron. Cameron goes on the right boot, heads towards goal, and it dribbles towards the goals and through for a behind on the left-hand side. Good play there by Brian Cameron.
I think he had a few options there. Probably 20 metres out from goal. I know Lockett was calling for it, but his vision wasn't that good.
There goes Kelly's kick. Back out, kicked off well today, and a free kick has been paid there.
Against Hamilton to Morrison.
Jamie Morrison now up forward for the Brooklyn side. Bevan certainly moving the boys around. There's his kick, and nearly a good mark there. Couldn't grab it on the second attempt. And the ball hits the ground. Mark Spur goes in, and umpire King says, "Give it to me, fellas. I'll ball it up some 25 metres out from the Brooklyn goal, kicking towards the town end of the ground."
Looks like Tom Clark has come on for the Bulldogs, and Hall is off.
There's a throw up. The ball comes down, picked up by Lehman. Mark Lehman fires towards goal. What's he done? One behind only. One behind only. So that gives a 2-point lead to the Brooklyn side, and they have the use of this breeze which has been blowing across into that far pocket by the scoreboard. There goes the long kick in from Kelly again. Cameron picks up the ball, sends it back towards the centre half forward position. They all overrun the ball. Here's a picked up and kicked towards goal, and missed again on the right side this time, and I think that player was Horwood or Lehman. I'm not quite sure, can't pick him up. It was Lehman.
Bevan French, I thought.
There's a kick. Kelly goes this side and kicks the ball out to Craig Spur. The whistle doesn't sound because the mark was taken, but the whistle should have went. The ball hits. Here it goes. Lockett gets the ball. Handballs are back towards centre half forward. In goes the players now. In goes Lockett again. In goes the Spur boys. Out it comes. Picked up by Zylstra. Zylstra on the right boot. And Kelly right on the last line of defence. Can't juggle the ball and mark it, but knocks it through for one behind.
They've certainly had their opportunities this quarter, Brooklyn. Haven't quite capitalised on those opportunities as yet, but nearly 17 minutes gone. You think they want to go into the lead at three-quarter time.
There's Kelly with another long raking kick up in that far side looking for Clark. Clark was grabbed. Here comes the ball. Spur picks up the ball. Handballs it out the back door. In goes Puka. Can't pick up, or does pick up the ball. Handballs it out. Bakes, I think, got onto it with a right kick back to, and had been marked by Craig Spur. Just the other side of the centre.
They've got a very open forward line, the Bulldogs, if they can move it down there quickly.
Spur with a beautiful kick. Oh, Walker got the fly. Couldn't hold the mark. Oh, he has. He has held the mark. I didn't think he got to it, but he had. There's his left foot kick. Up looking for Dale Harrison. Harrison was held, but it comes to the ground. All the players going in there. He should be penalised. The ball was under him. He wasn't trying to hit it out, umpire. But umpire Raymond J says, give it to me, fellas.
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. He's going to give a free kick. And it's John Perry, the coach of the City side, to take the kick some 20 metres out from goal.
Must have been something in it. I couldn't quite pick it up from here, but I'll say Dale Highland may well be the culprit of that one.
John Perry, straight through the high diddle-diddle. It's a goal. John Perry's second.
That's a very important goal at this stage of the third term for the Bulldogs. They're playing quite well at the moment, and they'll probably come home with the certainly assistance of the breeze, which is quite strong, mainly blowing straight across the ground, but the town end here at Wynyard is definitely the end which the advantage is going to.
And the Kui Auto Accessory scoreboard reads 8:13:61 Brooklyn, City 9:8:62.
That's at the 18.5 minute mark of this third term.
Umpire King with the ball, back in the centre of the ground, about to put ball under play again. Underway again. There it goes. Puka gets the tap. It comes down the ground. He tries to hit it out. They race through after the ball, but the umpire King comes through. He said, you was impeded, son, and it will be a free kick.
A little bit undisciplined there from Harrison, giving away a stupid free kick.
It's Puka with the ball. Darren Puka. What will he do with this?
He's got to bring it to this grandstand side.
There's his kick. A poor kick. And it goes straight to Mark Spur. I thought marked that ball, but umpire King said no, he didn't. And he'll ball it up at the true centre half forward position for Brooklyn, kicking towards the town end of the ground. There it comes. It comes out again. Craig Spur knocks it on. Here comes Chris Harrison, the old stager. He goes in, dives back in on top of the ball, and both umpires blow the whistle and say, give it to me, fellas, but only one umpire can have the ball. And it's umpire King, the cocky from Myalla, who's to put the ball in the air. There's the throw. Done well too, Ian King, this year. A great exhibition of umpiring and really come on. Picked up there by Matthew Beattie. Beattie swings it back towards the front of goal. And here's that man, Kelly. He should have held that one, but it's gone through for a point again. And Thompson lets him know why. That he... Thompson lets him know why he should have marked that one. And a bit of a scuffle going on there. And Kelly has kicked off. He kicks across, and no, it wasn't Kelly at all. It was Hamilton to Kelly, and Kelly goes long, looking out that side for Harrison. That's Dale Harrison. The ball comes to the ground. They're in after the ball, and the ball is rolled over the boundary and out of bounds right in front of the Kui Auto Accessory scoreboard, where it reads 9:14:62 to 8:14:62 to
9:8:62. One more point each, and they'll be level.
There comes the ball, back towards the centre of the ground. Who's this chap coming through?
Jeremy
Picks up
White.
the ball. Jeremy White kicks a long bomb towards goal, but misses again to the right. And they're putting away opportunities this quarter, Macca.
They've had their chances, probably from 45 metres out, running into an open goal. He probably should have done better than that. A fairly highly skilled player such as Jeremy White, but that's the way it goes. And here go the Bulldogs from defence. So they change it, switch it across the ground.
Cross looking for marks. Oh, chipping in there is Brian Cameron. Has a bounce. Runs into an open goal. Goes bang. And has missed. Oh, as we said, throwing away chances.
Certainly should have done better than that. Risky play to switch it across the ground. Brian Cameron read the play well, took the mark, took a couple of bounces, steady from 20 out, and put it behind the stick. City players on this side.
Kelly with the ball, about to put it back into play. There goes that long bomb again. Looking, Craig Spur, what a good mark. Good mark by Craig Spur. Mark Spur. Mark.
They look alike.
They look alike. They're on the spur of the moment. They look the same anyway. And the ball goes across towards the far side of the ground and rolls out of bounds on the centre wing.
As we're coming up to the 22-minute mark of this third quarter, very important now for both sides to get late goals to go in with an advantage at three-quarter time.
There's the throw in. The ball comes out wide. Horwood in the van here, waiting for the ball. Pick it up, son. No good at playing around with it. And the ball rolls out of bounds right in front of the scoreboard once again on that far side of the ground.
Mark Spurs played well for the Bulldogs, as is Matthew Carswell. Very important players for them so far today.
Both played rivers. Out comes the ball, out the back door. They all overrun it. Picked up there and driven handball back towards the centre of the ground. Here's Carswell again, dragged to the ground. Through comes Craig Spur. Kicks the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Through he comes again. He keeps on running. Picked up by the Tigers and sent back towards centre half forward looking for Stiffy Thompson. He can't mark. Here's Cameron. Can he make better use of it this time? Kicks the ball back and here's that man Kelly again. Hamilton this time. Hamilton kicks the ball out wide. Goes around the far side of the ground. Here's Dale Harrison. He picks up the ball. He'll go onto his left boot. Kicks it up towards the centre wing. Darren Puker in the van. Horwood put the leg in there and gave away the free kick, and the kick will be taken by, who's that? Jackson. There's his right boot up towards the half-forward line. Chris Harrison doing a bit of hard work there. The ball comes out. Ty Beamish in after the ball. It's knocked out. Bakes after the ball. Here comes this little Craig Spur. He can't pick up the ball. They all overrun it. Picked up by Ty Beamish. Swings around on his right boot. Kicks towards the front of the goal, towards the pocket, but the ball will roll out of bounds right beside the right-hand point post with City kicking towards the table cape into the ground.
Hamilton's been a fairly important player for the Bulldogs in the last couple of minutes, just being camped in the opposition goal square.
Umpire Stewie Sayer to put the ball back into play. Scoring chance here for City. On Clark takes the ball, grabs it out of the air, puts it across. Here they come, coming away with the ball is the Tigers. They send it back towards the ground. Here comes through this man Spur. He goes on the left this time, looking out for little David Townsend. Townsend picks up the ball, handballs back, looking for Walker. Walker can't pick up, and he was grabbed when he didn't have the ball.
He certainly played for that free kick.
He played for the free kick, but he did not grab the ball, and the player grabbed him, so he'll take the free kick. Bit of arguing, so Raymond J loves this, and he'll put him right on the end of the square. Stupid play by City.
Very important late goal at this stage, nearly up to the 24.5-minute mark. Ian Walker about to come in for goal number 2 today. Should not have any trouble from there and puts it out of the park. Goal to the Bulldogs, and they
could be very costly, that goal to the Brooklyn side. Had a big build-up today, the Brooklyn side, a breakfast and festivities all through the morning. And City took the low-key action and decided to just take it as a normal game of football instead of all the luxuries. And of course they're on top. It's 8 goals 16-64 Brooklyn to 10-8 68 right on three-quarter time. That is the three-quarter time score here at Wynyard in the grand final, where we look and we see that the score is 8 goals 16-64 Brooklyn, 10 goals 8-68, a 4-point lead to the City Bulldogs at three-quarter time. Andrew McLaren.
Late goal there to Ian Walker. A simple 50 metres for something like back chatting, which is really inexcusable. They must feel very confident now, the Bulldogs, of coming home, probably going to the end, which is favoured by the breeze. But Brooklyn certainly aren't out of it, but they really have to do a lot of work from here on in. So far we have the goal kickers for the City Bulldogs side, which is Ian Walker's kick 2, Chris Harrison 2, John Perry 2, 1 to Hall, Guy, King and Carswell. Whilst for the Tigers, Bevan French's kick 2, Thompson's kick 2, Brian Cameron 1, Beattie 1, Horwood 1 and Lehman 1. I think we could find that the third quarter could have been the quarter which Brooklyn may well look back on and say, well, we've missed a lot of easy chances. That may well pay very dearly to them in the finish, but time will tell with this all-exciting last quarter coming up.
It may come.
Boat Harbour Blues president and boundary rider, what do the coaches have to say?
Thanks, Backer. Well, Johnny Perry asked for a bit of guts and determination from the City Warriors boys for this last quarter. He wanted them to really show what they're made of, their football ability, and it really comes down to this last quarter of the game for them. The whole year is really boiled down in 1 quarter, 30 minutes of football. Same for the Brooklyn Tigers, but Bevan asked for one specific thing, that they kept their mouths shut, stopped back-chatting to the umpires and giving away 50 metres of penalties, and they really got to concentrate on the game and win the ball out of the centre. Mick King won't take any further part in the game, has injured his thumb, probably broke it, and that's about it. Thanks, Bagger.
Has he got his thongs on, China? Very important last quarter. This is what the season comes down to. 4 points of difference, 3-quarter time. Thanks, Boat Harbour Blues president.
Umpire King holds the ball aloft for the final quarter of football for 1994 as he throws the ball in the air. Puka goes high, the ball hits the ground. Then they go after the ball, and umpire Parry says, give it to me, fellas, I'll ball it up 5 metres from the centre bouncing section. There's a throw in the air, up they go again. Clark gets the tap, this time it comes out over the back. Here's City in the van here, picked up by Carswell, sent towards the full forward position, knocked out of position. The ball rolls towards the boundary line, but it's gone through for one behind. First score on the board to City in this final quarter. All the other quarters, it's been Brooklyn that scored first and City have scored first this quarter, Macca.
And they stretch their lead out to 5 points at Dale Holland comes to the grandstand side.
Out it comes, looking for Brian Cameron. He overruns the ball, picked up by Jackson. Jackson can't do nothing with the ball. They dive in after the ball. They're still after it. Here's the little bloke, Carswell, picked up, thrown out of, never had the ball. Cameron picks the ball, pulled to the ground after he got rid of it. Oh, good mark taken there by Horde. Horde swings around. He goes on his right boot, up this far side of the ground, looking for Bevan French. Oh, and a good mark taken by Bevan French, the captain and coach of the Tigers. What a courageous mark that was.
Certainly a photo finish between Bevan taking the mark and the boundary line.
There's a kick up towards the full forward position. They all overrun the ball. Here comes Donny Zylstra. Overruns the ball. Here's Plugger Lockett. He gets the ball. Handballs across to Jason Sutton. Sutton puts the ball in the air and it goes down. There's that man Hamilton again, and he marks in the last line of defence for the Bulldogs. He goes wide, looking across for Kelly. Kelly can't mark the ball, but he's grabbed anyway and will take the free kick. Plugger Lockett grabbed him when he never had the ball.
You can see that both teams are playing loose men in defence. Hamilton for the Bulldogs and Jamie Morrison for the Tigers. Both was floating across half-back.
There's the hand pass. Goes across towards that man Hamilton. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Goes for a third. Will he go for a fourth? No, he's run his good measure. Then kicks long up towards the scoreboards. Oh, and a good mark. Good mark taken by Ian Walker. Wacky Walker, the recruit that they got from Yolla a couple of years ago. He runs around the man on the mark. Kicks long towards the front of the goal square. Looking for Chris Harrison. He can't mark. And a great mark taken in defence there. And who's that taking that
Matthew
there?
Cashman takes a very timely mark.
Cashman swings on the right boot looking for Puka, and Puka doesn't let him down right on the 40 circle. Puka with the ball. He's got to go long. They've got to go to wreck the Tigers if they want to have any chance in this grand final. The ball goes up into the wind. It stays locked. It comes down. It went up as well as it came down, and umpire Raymond J says, give it to me, fellas. I'll ball her up in the centre of the ground.
No goal so far after 2.5 minutes, but it's very tight, very desperate.
There's the throw up. Clark gets the tap. It comes out. Oh, nullified the grab there. Grabbed by Beatty. Beatty swings it wide out towards the wing here. Here's City in front. But here the 2 Tigers there. In goes City again. In goes Jackson. Can't control the ball. White and Beatty go for the ball. Good hip and shoulder there by Mark Spur. It comes out to Bevan French. Bevan French goes on the right boot. He's looking for Stiffy Thompson, but he can't find him, and the ball rolls out of bounds on the left half forward blank. 7 DBS is football.
Very important that Mark Spur came across there. Strong body, strong hip and shoulder on Beatty, and he certainly knows all about it.
There's a throw in. Clark gets a tap. It comes down. Here's Craig Spur. He's pulled off it, but he gets his boot to the ball and goes back. Oh, Walker grabbed when he never had the ball. Pushed in the back, ridden into the ground, and will take the free kick. He certainly lifted Walker. He plays on. Goes onto his left. Up towards the centre half forward position. Here's Harrison in the van. Can't mark. Picked up by John Perry. On the left boot towards the goal. Will it be a goal? It is. It's a goal, and I think it's good night, Brooklyn, because City will lift after this. A great goal kicked by John Perry.
Certainly was a great goal. It's a little bit early to start saying good night at this stage. John Perry, probably the first left foot goal he's ever kicked, but what a time to pull it out. Great play.
The coach of the side, and it's his third goal for the game, and I think that's the one that will really lift them, Macca. They got their heads down a bit, the Brooklyn boys at the moment, but no doubt they'll fight it right out.
Oh, certainly the first goal in the last quarter is very important, but what happens from here, we'll find out.
There it goes again. Clark goes in, can't get the ball, and will get the free kick. It was Puka that just stood there that time, and Clark ran into him. It happened the other way before, and the same free kick was the result. Here's Hon Clark. Goes out onto this with a big long kick towards centre half forward, but unmarked there. Oh, Jamie Morrison shouldn't have spilt that, son, but he'll get the free kick anyway.
Certainly been a very important player in there, filling up the hole for Brooklyn so far today as he goes wide to the outer side.
And the ball comes on the ground. In they go. Oh, player tries to get through two players. He does, finally gets the handball out. Oh, Sun Yu had chance to do something with it. He got rid of the ball, but it's picked up there by the little fella for City and sent it towards the forward pocket, but it's out of bounds on the left forward flank for City, kicking towards the town end of the ground. How many minutes gone, Macca?
So far, I've just hit the 5-minute mark, and it looks like Bevan French has taken it upon himself to play on the ball in this last quarter. Very good move.
There's Clark, takes the ball out there. Oh, kicks it the wrong way, but it'll come back. It could be lucky here. Puka gets his body in there. Can't mark the ball. It comes out. Picked up there by Bevan French. Here's one bounce. Streams through the centre of the ground. Goes long, looking for Steffi Thompson. Thompson, what a good mark. Good mark, Steffi Thompson. He's marked some 35 metres from goal. There's the long bomb towards goal. It's a beautiful kick, but it's to the right, and it's only one behind. No, it's a goal. The way the goal umpire ran across, I thought it was a point, but it's gone through for goal.
Very, very deceiving umpire Terry Thorpe there, but he would have kicked that ball at least 50 metres, which shows that if you do get the ball on the right part of the ground here, you certainly can kick the ball long to that table cape end. Very important goal to Brooklyn, and they're right back in it.
I thought that was a point, the way he ran across there, but no doubt it was a goal, and great goal kick there by Steffi Thompson. There's the throw in the air. Up they go again. They've got a smaller... Who they've thrown in the ball? They've got Dale Harrison on the ball. Picked up by Puka. Puka streams through the centre. Here's Dale Harrison after the ball. He goes in after the ball, but umpire Perry says, give it to me, fellas. Probably umpiring in his last game of football in the Christian League. He's going to throw up. There it is. Up they go. Beamish got the tap. It come down. It's picked up there by White. White sent towards centre half forward. Another good mark by Thompson. And he's starting to have an influence on this game. And there's a 50 metre. Is it a 50? No. I thought it may have been 50 metre penalty. But Steffi Thompson's starting to have an influence with one grab marks, Macca.
He certainly has been. He's taken 2 marks in the last couple of minutes. I think the Bulldogs may well need to make a change there, whether Mark Spur goes back to full-back or what they do, I'm not quite sure. But here he comes. And it's a shot.
He's gone away to the left and out of bounds on the full. No touch. There's umpire Sayer. Touched on the line and will be thrown in beside the left-hand point post with Brooklyn kicking towards the cape end of the ground. What a glorious day of football it's been. There's the throw in. Dale Harrison takes it out of the air and kicks it. Too high.
And Dale Harrison will take the free kick in the back line for the Bulldogs, with 5 points of difference here at the 7.5 minute mark of this final quarter of football for 1994.
There goes a short pass out along the back, looks for Craig Spur across the ground, and he's marked. Craig Spur. He goes wider still, goes right around. This is a long way around, and the ball bounces there. Paul Hamilton can't get to the ball. That's picked up. Oh, Cameron runs into his own player. Now they're in trouble. The ball hits the ground. They're fighting for it now. Out they come. Picked up here for the Tigers. He tries to beat one player. He beat them and kicks it long towards goal. It was Bevan French, I think. Kicks it toward. Oh, nearly a mark pulled there.
That's a goal.
And who has kicked the goal?
Jason Sutton on the bottom of the pack, I think.
Who has kicked the goal? Jason Sutton it is. Sutton has kicked the goal. A miraculous goal.
Put them back in front by a point. What a tight one we've got here. Great effort there in the goal square. Threw his boot at the ball. Very, very important goal.
We've got the close one, Macca.
Certainly have. Kelly for the Bulldogs has come off and Greg Poke's come on to replace him. Mark Spurs moved to full back and Greg Poke will pick up the goal kicker Sutton.
10-16, 76 Brooklyn. City 11-9, 75. 1 point the difference here at Wynyard as the ball goes back into play. Picked up by Matthew Booty. Driven towards the goal. Here comes that man Hamilton through again. Goes to go a hand pace. Fakes it. Then goes on the left boot out towards the far side of the ground. Picked up and driven back towards the centre half forward position. But here's Kelly. Kelly, that's Jim Kelly. He gets the ball and tries to handball it. Here's little David Townsend. Picked up by the big fella there in Dale Highland, and he handballs it out of bounds on that left half forward flank with City kicking towards the town end of the ground.
As we approach the 9.5 minute mark, it's certainly getting very tense here. Emotions are running high in the grand final.
There's a tap and good knock on there by the Tigers. The ball goes back towards the centre of the ground. Through comes Craig Spur, and umpire King says he was grabbed, and Craig Spur will take the free kick.
A tight game like this just comes down to who's going to apply themselves the best now.
Craig Spur sends it towards centre half forward, looking for Ian Walker. He's in front. The ball knocked away. Goes over the back. Killian Walker for the ball. It's picked up there by Horwood. Horwood sends it towards the boundary line, and it's out of bounds in the left forward pocket with City 1 point down. And this grand final of 94. There's a throw in. Clark knocks the ball over the front, picked up by Cameron, who's been a demon all day for him. He's really had a go. It comes out loose. Picked up there by this bloke. Is it
Rand?
Rand couldn't get his boot to the ball. It comes out. It's picked up by Beatty. Beatty sends it back towards the centre of the ground. Here's Harrison. That's Dale Harrison. He kicks it forward and it's been marked out there by Rand. Wayne Rand.
Chris Harrison's been quiet this quarter.
Nearly a good mark taken by Hon Clark. The ball comes to the ground. Bevan French in after, fighting for the ball. It comes loose. Here's Bevan French after the ball again. Oh, the tackle there, but he's got the ball and he's kicked it out wide. How far wide has it gone? No, it's Rand. It's knocked the ball out of bounds right in front of the Cooey Auto Accessory scoreboard, where it reads 10 goals, 16, 76, Brooklyn, 11, 9, 75, City.
It's very important that Chris Harrison gets involved for the Bulldogs. With his experience, he could win the game for them. Been very quiet so far in this last quarter.
Mark taken there, gone out wide, gone wide still. And a good mark taken there by, who's that, Zylstra.
Certainly is.
Zylstra on the right boot, up towards that half-forward flank. There's a good mark there taken by the big bloke in Lockett. Plugger Lockett. Gets the ball now. There he goes. Goes long towards the Spurs. Got in underneath. Through they come. Here's a chance picked up by
Jeremy White.
Jeremy White, but went out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket.
Mark Spur, when you back yourself like that, you've really got to make sure you punch the ball away. He left his man to go into the contest with those two other players. Could have resulted in a goal, but they managed to get themselves out of it.
Notice Greg Poke back on the field out there too, Andrew.
Who replaced Kelly.
There's the kick. Oh, Craig Spur, what got in there, son? Should have took the mark. That's fed out the back door. In they go after the ball. Silstra in after the ball, taps the ball forward. Comes back, kicked off the ground there by Hamilton. Comes back towards the half-forward flank there for the Brooklyn side. In they go. No one wanting to pick the ball up, but it comes back. Here's Walker. Walker hasn't got the ball.
He's pinged him.
He's pinged him. Raymond J has pinged him.
And for 50 as
He's
well.
given him 50 metres as well. 50 metres, caught with the ball.
Just another one of those things, just simple back chat. You just can't afford to do it in a tight game like this.
Not against Raymond J, you don't.
No, well...
The arms get moving and away you go.
Well, he just hears, come with me, and he just keeps running. He's gone in short to Bevan French. Good play, Jim Kelly. Poor Manning up there from the Bulldogs. No one went with Bevan French at all. You just can't let this guy run on his own at all, otherwise he'll cut you up every time. And probably kicking from about 35 is a big chance to extend Brooklyn's lead.
Dale Highlanders run 50 metres to give the coach a pat on the back.
Freddie put him off.
Bevan French.
He has
There's his
too.
long kick. He's put him off, and it's gone to the far side to the right, and one behind only to Brooklyn.
Oh, well, Dale's got the long run back to full back now. Great effort, Dale.
10-17, 77 to 11-9, 75. 2 points the difference here at Wynyard as the ball comes back and it's marked by Horwood.
Very, very average kick there. Probably should have went to the other side. Forward kicking from about 45. Probably kicking from the right side of the ground. The wind will take this ball from left to right. We'll see how he goes.
Slight dog leg. In comes Horwood on the right boot. It's a lovely looking kick off the boot. And it's one behind only.
Certainly good effort from there from Horwood, which extends the Brooklyn lead out to 3 points.
There's the kick by Mark Spurl. What a lovely kick back to the centre of the ground. And a free kick there to Walker. This time on the end of one instead of giving one away. There he is on the left boot. He runs around the man on the mark. Has a bounce. Then kicks long. Up towards centre half forward. Looking for Perry. Perry can't mark it. Clark's got the ball. Handball's out. Looking for Jackson. Jackson can't get his boot to the ball. The ball's a scrimmage at centre half forward. And there'll be a ball up by umpire King, the cocky from Myella.
As we approach the 15-minute mark in the last quarter, only 3 points of difference.
There's the throw up.
It's a free kick somewhere.
Umpire King has given a free kick to Honk Clark. Now can Honk make a name for himself here and kick the goal? Not a real reliable kick is the big Honk, but here with a chance to put City back in front. There's his kick for goal. Straight through the high diddle-diddle, and they're back in front, City. 3 points in front.
And
as we go across to the Cui Auto Accessories scoreboard, we see 10-18, 78 is Brooklyn, 11-9, 11-9, 70...
12-9, 81 even.
12-9, 81, yeah, 12-9, 81. Good on you, Macca, I couldn't work it out.
3 point lead to the Bulldogs. That was Clark's first goal, and a very important one at that as we come up to the 16-minute mark.
Raymond J puts the ball back into play. Up they go. The ball comes to the ground. There's a bit of a stalemate. In they go. Ty Boomich tries to kick the ball off the ground. It comes out. It's going City's way. Picked up by Puka. Puka pulled to the ground with the ball. Through comes Highland. It's Vincent. Vincent puts it out to Horwood. Horwood on the right boot looking for Stiffy Thompson. Thompson in the van. Couldn't mark. It's knocked away. Picked up by Greg Polk. He goes wide. Here's this man Hamilton. He's got the ball. He dives on the ball. In comes Stiffy Thompson. Thompson picks up. Oh, he wasn't out. He wasn't out.
Oh.
His leg was out, but the ball wasn't out. The umpire said yes, it was out, but I think you'll find if you had a look at that the ball was still in play, his leg was out, but that's the umpire's decision, and there is a player down. It is Hamilton, and the umpire King has stopped the game because Hamilton has injured his leg and is in a bit of pain, I believe.
I think he's just got one in the stomach region, I'd say. Maybe even a bit lower. Definitely a bit lower, I'd say.
By the look of that, Magger, it is a bit lower.
Would you like to describe that one, Doc?
In the groin area. There's the throw-in. Up they go. The ball hits the ground. Here comes Jim Kelly through on that left boot. Oh, puts it through. The pack flies, but the ball rolls out of bounds in the left forward pocket. 3 points the difference here at Wynyard in the grand final. City in front by 3 points. It's in Boat Harbour, in Brooklyn's attacking areas. The throw-in comes in over the back. Picked up by Brian Cameron. Goes and good mark taken in the last line of defence there by the ageing Greg Polk.
The right man, the right spot there, Greg Polk.
Poke, he has a look around, he'll poke this to someone. There's his kick, back towards the centre of the ground, looking for Walker. It goes over his head. In comes this little David Townsend, he's had a good game today. There's a, good tackle. You had plenty of chance, son. Picked up by Townsend, he goes wide. Here's a chance for City as it goes across to Walker. Walker handballs, oh, he was flattened. By Horde. Cold play on, picked up by Dale Harrison. Goes for goal, and what's he done? He's hit the post. Dale Harrison's hit the post. So that's 4 points the difference. 4 points the difference in this grand final of the Christian League for 1994.
Certainly would have been a handy one there as we come up to the 18-minute mark in this last quarter.
Jamie Morrison puts the ball. They're all City out there. Here's Dale Harrison again. Can he get around? No, it's a poor kick. It goes back towards the forward pocket. The ball's rolled out of bounds in the left forward pocket.
this stage in the grand final, you've really got to put your body in. You've got to be in front and go really hard at the
Let's turn
ball.
around and have a look at Big Mel. We can't see him, but he must be shaking up there in the box as he puts his finger nervously near the button. There's the ball. It's on the ground, picked up by City. Dale Harrison again with a little short pass, and he's found David Townsend unmarked in the forward pocket.
Big chance to make a name for himself, this boy. If they kick this one, it stretches it to a 10-point lead.
All eyes on David Townsend, number 44 for City.
Very difficult shot from that pocket.
There's his kick. He's missed. 5 points the difference still. As we go across to the scoreboard, it reads 10-18, 78 to 12-11, 83.
As we just crossed the 19-minute mark in the last quarter. Bevan French down at fullback. With a big torpedo. 50 metres. Brian Cameron's taken the mark. Looks like he
down,
may
he
well
got
have cramped
cramped
up.
He's cramped up, so
But you've got to get up
umpire
and
Raymond
move it.
J has stopped the game.
What a time to be down with cramp in the 19.5-minute mark of the grand final.
A man they need
something.
badly too, Cameron. There goes the ball back to the centre and it's marked by Jeremy White. Jeremy White trying to play on, but he was grabbed quickly. Now he swings on his right boot, goes out wide towards the flank looking for the big fella. A White poke from the back, picked up there and sent it back. Oh, good mark taken there by Craig Spur. Craig Spur.
Got to bring it this side.
There's his kick. Goes back towards the centre of the ground and Ty Beamish has taken the mark.
Uncontested, you've got to make every contest.
Ty Beamish with a funny old kick and he's found Chris Harrison. Harrison with a little toe poke looking, oh, a bad pass by the ageing Chris Harrison and it comes undone. Here comes Jamie Morrison away with the ball. He kicks it wide. He's looking out here for Horde and Horde doesn't let him down. Horde with the ball on the right boot, swings around this wing of the side of the ground. It comes down to the little fella on the ground there. Is it Brown? Brown can't get the ball. He picks it up now. There's umpire King says there's a push out and Craig Spur will take the resultant free kick. I think that little bloke's Dwayne Brown there.
Certainly getting very tight at the 20.5-minute mark of this last quarter. Craig Spur needs to kick it long. You've got two players here on the grandstand side.
There comes the ball back. Here's Horwood again. Horwood in the van, picks up the ball, goes on his left boot, tries to screw it back, but the mark has been taken there by Hall. Hall swings on his right boot, back towards the centre. Oh, player grabbed there when he never had the ball. In goes Moy, picked up by Ty Beamish. He goes on his right boot, kicks it back towards the half-forward line, and Dale Holland hits his chest, rolls towards the boundary line. He's still in control of the ball. Good play there, and well done, Chris Harrison.
Certainly good effort there. And a free kick to the Bulldogs as well.
Free kick to the Bulldogs.
Dale Hyland must have that blow-up vest on, I'd say, after that attempt at the mark. And Harrison.
Chris Harrison, veteran of 984 games, kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Up they go, the big fella. Hong Clark! Hong Clark has taken the mark. He's only some 35 metres out from goal, and this could be the sealer at this stage. How long have we gone, Macca?
We've gone 21 minutes and 45 seconds. Clark with a chance to make a hero for himself. Already kicked one goal in the last quarter. Doc.
Doesn't matter anyway. Macca is getting his sighting. There's Hong's kick, but it's gone to the left and gone through for one behind. And
which
that
stretches their lead out to 6 points at the 22-minute mark in this last quarter. About 3 minutes to play.
10-18, 78, 12-11, 83. And the City side are in front.
Very, very important from here on in. Bevan French at full-back with a big torpedo. Here it goes down the centre. Who's taking the mark there? No one.
Good mark.
Brian Cameron.
Free kick, Brian Cameron. Brian Cameron has got the ball at centre half back, down with a bit of cramp before, kicks the ball back towards the centre and the mark has been taken by Ty Beamish.
Very important mark there to the Bulldogs. Here they go again. Chance there for Brooklyn. Harrison with a chance. Can he pick it up? Slaps it out wide. Ran there. Can he pick the ball up? Tackled. Peter Vincent with the ball for the Tigers. Quick kick. Who's there? John Perry with a chance to mark. Good effort. Jeremy White with a chance. Gives off the handball to Zylstra. Big chance for the Brooklyn Tigers there. Zylstra. Can someone take a mark? Off the hands of the pack. Through for a point. No. Here it comes again. Bell Chambers. comes to this grandstand side. Horwood with a chance. Couldn't quite mark it. City players slap it wide. Horwood again toward the boundary line. Brown with a chance. Can he keep it in? Not quite. And over the boundary line it goes.
Out of bounds in on the right half forward flank. 7 DBS is football.
23 and a half minutes in this last quarter.
23 and a half minutes gone as umpire Stewie Sayers about to put the ball back into play. In it comes. Juggling for the ball. French gets the ball. The captain and coach on the left boot. Screws it towards the full forward position. In front, couldn't mark. The ball hits the turf and is forced through for one behind only. And that takes the scoreboard on to
Brooklyn Tigers 10-19-79. City Bulldogs 12-12-84. And the Bulldogs lead by 5 points coming up to the 24-minute mark. Only a minute to play. Can the Tigers kick a goal or can the Bulldogs hold on, Doc?
Mark Spur puts the ball into play at that far side of the ground. After go, it's picked up by Ian Walker. He goes on the trusty left boot up towards the centre position. The ball hits the ground. Here's Wayne Rand. Can't pick up the ball. Now he does. Goes onto his left boot. He kicks it long, to as long as he can anyway, up towards the centre. Grant Moy overruns the ball. It's picked up by Townsend. Townsend sends it towards centre half forward. And a great mark taken there by Jamie Morrison.
Great mark by Jamie Morrison, but I think time's nearly up. 30 seconds to go. Here we go out to the grandstand side. Bevan Fritsch, coach of Brooklyn, takes the mark. Here he goes through the centre, up to half forward. Brian Cameron there with Zylstra, who can take a mark off Cameron's chest. Ball in dispute. Craig Spur with the ball, a quick kick to Carswell. Did he get a push in the back? Umpire Ray Perry says yes. Time's just about up. Doc, you can take it away.
Yes, the free kick there. Raymond J was right on the job there, and the free kick will be taken by Carswell in the centre of the ground. There's his kick up towards centre half forward. The pack set him. Big Honk Clark. Can he mark? He has. Big Honk has marked and shows him the ball. And this could be curtains. This is the last thrust that the Brooklyn didn't want. And Big Honk has marked some 25. The siren's gone. The siren's gone. City are premiers, but Honk Clark has the ball. He kicks for goal and kicks the goal, and City have won. Well done, Jim Bob Perry. Well done to the boys. They're elated. Commiserations to the Brooklyn side. They fought it out tooth and nail, and what a great grand final it was, Macca.
Certainly was one of the best grand finals we've seen in this league for a long, long time. Great effort there by the Bulldogs. Full credit to all their players. A lot of their guys, Mark Spur and a few others, have been there through the hard times, but this is fantastic, especially for blokes like Spurry that are here to taste the success, and what a great taste it'll be for them tonight.
Yes, well done to the City side, and the final score 13-12-90 City. They defeated Brooklyn 10-19-79.
We'll run through the goal kickers here for the City Bulldogs. Coach John Perry has kicked 3. 2 goals to Ian Walker, 2 to Chris Harrison, 2 to Andrew Clark. Got singles to Jeremy Hall, David Guy, Michael King and Matthew Carswell. While for the Tigers, Scott Thompson played pretty much a lone hand up forward. He's kicked 3. Bevan French has kicked 2. Singles to Vice-Captain Brian Cameron. 1 to Matthew Beattie. Steve Horwood. That great goal by Jason Sutton there in the last quarter. And 1 to Mark Lehman. But what a great game it's been. Fantastic spirit shown by both sides. Just a fantastic exhibition of football for this league. What a great effort it was throughout the year. The Bulldogs finished 4th, did it the hard way. Beat Boat Harbour in the first semi-final. Came out last week, fell in over East Side in a very, very tight game. And today, as they now sing their song, as they taste success for the first time ever. Fantastic effort.
Great effort, and thanks to Andrew McLaren. 7 DBS is football.
Quiet, please, fellas. Bit of quiet. And hand over to Big Merrill, who's going to present the awards for the player, the final, the mark of the final, and the goal of the final. Right now. All right, thank you very much. To both teams, I think you're champions. All of you. You're real champions. I believe that you're a credit to the Northwest Christian Football League. You really are. A credit to the Lord we serve. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today, the mark of the day has gone unanimously without anybody else coming into it to Ian Walker of City Bulldogs. You're a real wacky man, aren't you? goal of the day was cut between three gentlemen. Johnny Perry from City in the first quarter. Matthew Carswell, this is the goal of the day. Matthew Carswell, third quarter at City, and Jason Sutton of Brooklyn Tigers. But it went down to the man who kicked the goal from the boundary in the first quarter, Bevan French from the Brooklyn Tigers. And the umpire's decision was split two ways and finally went to, it was set between Jeremy White of Brooklyn Tigers and Matthew Carswell of City, and it's gone to Matthew Carswell for the final. The league end of season dinner, there was a gentleman who received an outstanding honour in our league, and he wasn't there on the night to receive it, and so it is my great pleasure this afternoon on behalf of Ray, as the President of the Executive of the League, and all those executive members, that the service to the League this year for 1994 has gone to our own genuine first aid and helping man, Mr. Russell Shillett. Sometimes he arrives at the game a bit late, so we're getting him to watch so he can arrive on time. Thank you, Peter. Peter's folding it up. I'd like to call on Bob Ferguson to do the presentation of the governance of the umpires.
Well, I think we've had a perfect day today. I think especially for City Bulldogs, and on behalf of the executive, we'd like to wish you all the very best for the next year, but congratulations on your win for 1994 Premier side of the North West Christian Amateur Footy League. Another round of applause for them, they deserve it. Now, one of the most important parts of any football game are the umpires, and without umpires there is no game. And again, I think today the umpires have done a creditable job, and that's enough of that. I guess the league may not have continued. It was Ray's vision and what he believed in about the league, and his faith in the Lord Jesus has seen him continue on and really be a help for the league. I'd like to ask Ray to come up to receive one of these. I guess it's a medallion for the. We'll ask Ray to just respond.
I'd just like to thank everybody that's been involved in the league over the 8 years I've been in. I've decided to have a couple of years off. I don't know what's going to happen after that. I've got to a stage where two little kids back here behind me want me time a bit too, so I want to spend a bit of time with them. I'll still be probably at the game occasionally and things like that, but I've enjoyed the time. I thank especially those that have served on the executive in that time. There's a number of people from both these two teams here. I believe for the future of the league that the manpower is going to come from you two teams, because you have the manpower. The other teams don't have it at the moment.
Stuart Sayer, who today was the boundary umpire. Stuart did mainly centre umpiring roles throughout the year. And we asked Nathan King to come up. Now the goal umpires, pretty important fellows. I'll ask Terry Thorpe to come forward. Come here. Jason Faulkner. And now we have the reserve umpires. Ernie was the reserve central umpire today. Thank you, Ernie. And Dean Crosby was the emergency family umpire. Well done, Ernie. Down the downs to the victorious City Bulldog football team. And we're going to call them in order of the program. First off, Grant Boyd. Jeremy Hall. Mark Spur. Well done, Mark. Dean Richardson, vice captain. Craig Spur. Nathan Spur. Play. Well, you're all staying on the list. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. Ian Walker. Chris Harrison. Ty Leamish. Greg Poke. David Guy. Paul Hamilton. Michael King. Fair enough. Wayne Rand. Andrew Clark. Matthew Carswell. Scott? I think it's Scott Jackson. Dale Harrison. Troy Bell Chambers. David Townsend. Andrew Kelly. Are there any players that should have got a medallion who are not on the list? Tom Clark? G'day, Tom. Hey, last. Is there anyone else? Okay. All right, well, I guess City Bulldogs probably have to say that they owe this premiership to somebody who put in and helped the team immensely. And without a coach, no team can make it to the grand final. And we'd like to call on Johnny Perry.
That's right, Bob. It's the coach.
Congratulations.
Yeah, get a player's one as well.
He gets two.
He gets two.
Yeah, what we some what we do.
Is there anybody missed out? Michael King? All right, Michael King had to go early. That's a fair one there for Michael King.
Well, thanks very much firstly to the Tigers. Good game, tough, hard game, played all day. We always appreciate games like that. The umpires, thanks very much, guys. We don't necessarily always agree with what you say or what you do, but we can't do much without you. So thanks very much for your effort today. And to the boys, all those who came to training, get extra lollies. I want to thank the guys especially for the way that they've really put in this year. We've come from the bottom and I expect to get a wooden spoon as well as a cup. So it's a credit to the guys, and I don't really want to pick players out individually because they've all put in all year. And I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for the way that you got behind me this year and made it our cup. I'm not the real super coach, as you found out, but thank you very much, guys, for backing me up all the way. And we'll see most of you guys next year, I hope. Thank you.
I'd like to now call on Mr. Kim Reid from Reid Sports Store to present the Premiership Cup he's donated to the Bulldogs.
Right, I'd like to congratulate both the teams for a wonderful game. Congratulations to the Brooklyn Tigers. I think these City Bulldogs know how it felt up last year, and you thoroughly deserve this cup. Well done.
Just before all the players head off, I'll call on our lead trainer, Russell Shaw, who will close off the season in prayer for us. Russell.
Enjoy it? Good game?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good game.
You look cold.
I'm freezing.
In the sun, so this.
Yeah, I can't get out there.
I was cold, and I came out in the sun.